Hendo, how are you? I have a question. So, you're 16, a single amp playing wheelchair tennis while also competing in wheelchair basketball. For someone watching who's never seen adaptive sports before, what's something they'd be surprised by watching or playing each sport?
I feel like specifically on the sports side, it's crazy how competitive it gets. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, all sports should be competitive. I feel like that's how they should work. But it's also like physical. And well, tennis is less physical, but basketball is like very physical,
Yeah.
specifically with your chairs running into each other. So it
Hmm.
gets like brutal at certain times. There's a lot of falling over, specifically in basketball. Not as much in tennis, but I mean,
Yeah.
every once in a while you take a tumble. Um, but like basketball, I had a tournament this weekend. I'm bruised because I probably fell over. I had 5 games. I probably fell over probably 7 times each game, and
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
you fall on one arm. No, like I've sprained my wrist earlier in the season just from falling on it. So
Yeah.
it gets real brutal.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, yeah. The falling is definitely interesting, and it's funny when you have like a new able-bodied person there.
Mhm.
What's usually the reaction?
They're normally, like, in, like, so much shock. They're like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. I fall all the time." You know, you learn how to roll. It's like
Yeah,
if you skateboard, you know how to fall, right? It's or you play something where you're gonna fall, you're gonna know how to fall. So
yeah,
it's like, you get used to it. I don't normally get hurt when I fall. It's like sometimes I'll get, like, ran into, and it's like and I fall in a way I can't, like, catch myself, and that's when you get injured. But it's
yeah.
like if you're able to catch yourself, if you're able to, like, tuck and roll, then it's like it's easy to get up from.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, and you're strapped into your chair,
Mhm.
so essentially, when you do fall, your chair comes with you,
Yeah.
and you can push yourself up.
Yeah.
Some people can, some people can't.
Yeah.
Right?
Some
You can.
I can. I'll hop right back up. More it's like the same thing as just doing a push up at that point. You
Mhm.
just put yourself back up and then you're back in the game. So
Yeah,
it's
and you sit taller
I
than the average person.
I do sit very tall. I have a very long torso though. Like
Mhm.
my torso is much longer than my legs. So
Uh,
that's like the big thing. So like especially
okay.
being an amputee, I like core mobility.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people that I play against in wheelchair basketball and tennis, like they don't have the core to sit up because they're like probably most likely paralyzed from like chest down
Yeah.
or waist down. So they don't have the core to be sitting up. But because I'm an amputee, I have that core. And so I
Mhm.
get to sit a lot taller than most people I play against.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm sure someone could Google it, but someone who can't get up on their own, it's kind of cool how your teammates kind of come and there's usually two chairs that they push up on, and
Yeah.
their teammates are pushing forward while they're pushing back to get them back up on their
Yeah.
on their wheels. So,
Yeah.
what about for wheelchair tennis?
Um, Probably just like the speed. Like when you watch tennis,
Mhm.
specifically like professionals, they're like serving at over 100 miles per hour, which is still insane to me. Even think
Yeah,
about it, like I serve decently fast, but oh, that's still crazy to me. But I think I've seen professional tennis players and or professional wheelchair tennis players, and they're just like their speed is still insanely crazy, and they're
yeah.
still insanely accurate,
Yeah, I
which is
think
weird.
their serves in the Paralympics were like 70, 80 miles an hour,
Which is
and because they sit like closer to the ground, they can't serve as fast, but they
yeah,
put more spin on
to
the
put more
ball.
spin on it. Yeah,
So, what do you think if you clocked your serve, how fast do you think it would be?
I think
Your
the
hard
I
serve.
think the hardest I could serve, I could probably get up 55, 60 miles per hour.
Okay, where do you think I'm at?
65, 70. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you have a really hard serve. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, interesting. I've looked into buying like a speed clock to see, but like all the cheap ones that are like within my budget, let's say,
Yeah.
they just got horrible reviews. So I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, it's just
Not even worth
not
it.
worth it. So I don't know. Maybe we can convince Cincinnati Tennis Foundation to buy us
Hopefully.
one. So that'd
Yeah.
be cool. I'm very curious what everybody's serve speed is. So
Yeah.
but yeah, the pace of it's interesting. And just for everybody watching, you walked in here.
I did. I did
Yeah.
walk in here.
And so you don't normally use a wheelchair
Mm.
daily.
No. So I have a prosthetic, so I walk around everywhere, and I do have a bit of a limp. So it can be hard to walk everywhere. My leg gets tired really easily.
Yeah.
So, but like going to school every day, I walk to my classes. I
Mm,
walk from my car. I drive with a prosthetic, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like I'm not used to being in a wheelchair, so it
Mhm.
almost like getting into a wheelchair to play sports is almost like a break for me. Like
Uh,
that's kind of what I see it. Like that's almost helps me like it more. Is just because it's like a lot of times I'm tired of walking,
Yeah.
and like running is more difficult for me than anybody else. So it's like when I get into a chair and it's like less like difficult to just like be in a chair and like roll. I feel like I have like the same level as everybody else. And when
Yeah.
it comes to like move, like mobility, and so that almost like helps me really love the wheelchair sports.
Yeah. Have you ever tried any standing sport?
So I've played lots of standing sports. I used to play standing up basketball, right? I played upwards since I was probably 3 years old,
Oh,
right? So I started off at basketball. I played baseball, um, volleyball. I played flag football. Parents never let me play tackle football because they were too scared I'd get injured. And I
okay.
mean, after seeing some of my friends who've gotten injured, it's like, oh, I'm kind of glad,
Yeah.
it's a hard sport to be in.
Yeah.
So, trying to think what else I've played. I've played most sports, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. So, it levels the playing field to play wheelchair sports versus standing sports. Is that what
Yeah.
I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And from we have pair standing tennis,
Yeah.
right? And I coach a few players who do pair standing tennis.
Yeah.
Why do pair standing wheelchair tennis over pair standing tennis?
Like, first of all, again, it's like that gives me the break to play in a wheelchair, but it's also like my mobility has gotten a lot worse while standing. Like, moving left to right specifically is a
Yeah.
lot more difficult for me
Right.
because I don't have a hip joint in my left, like the left side of my hip socket.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like like it's very challenging to like move left without like turning my full body and just like moving straight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like that becomes a lot easier in a chair
Right.
when you can just like you're pushing everywhere. So it's
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, welcome to the Rolling Forward podcast, a podcast of people who keep rolling forward no matter what life throws at them. Real people, real stories, powered by purpose, resilience, and a drive that never ends. Today's funny t-shirt is "In case of fire, use stairs." Let me see if I can. So for those listening, it says "In case of fire, use stairs," and there's stairs, a flame, and a guy in a wheelchair completely upside down on the stairs. Love this shirt. It's probably one of my favorite shirts that inspired me to create my t-shirt store. I did get this on Amazon, but you can find other shirts that are similar themed to this at rollingforward.printful.me. Now, let's roll into today's episode with Hendo. So Hendo, for those who don't know who you are, give us a 10,000-foot overview of who you are.
I'm 16, junior in high school. I play wheelchair basketball and wheelchair tennis. Love both sports. Very athletic. Very, outgoing with everybody around me. Big talker. So
Yeah.
glad to be here. I kind of just love doing everything at this point. Like if somebody's like, "You want to do this?" I'll be like, "Yeah, absolutely, I'll do it."
Yeah,
So,
we were talking. Oftentimes guests are nervous when they come here, and you said you weren't nervous at all.
no, I mean, so I've been on podcasts before. At one point with the Amputee Coalition, I had a podcast that I like helped run,
Oh,
and so this just like, I mean, I'm just talking. What's so crazy about that?
yeah. But sometimes I don't know the cameras and the lights and all that. I don't know. It's a different atmosphere,
Yeah,
and
I don't
so
know.
I think people get nervous from that. But
S-
good. Glad you're not nervous.
Say like cameras never make me nervous. I guess that like I don't know.
Yeah, and I asked you before the podcast, but are you introverted or extroverted?
I'm very extroverted,
Yeah.
so yeah, like, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, cool. Okay. How do we know each other?
So you are my wheelchair tennis coach and have been for what, 2 years now?
Best wheelchair tennis coach you've ever had? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you are, that's for sure. I mean, out of one, so there you go. Guess you win that debate real easy.
Right.
So.
Yes. I'm the best and the worst
And the
coach
worst.
that you ever
Just
had.
the only thing positive though. It's the only thing that really matters. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So talk to us about how we came in contact.
So, what did I do? I think Sean, right, who played wheelchair tennis, plays on my wheelchair basketball team, and he, like, at one point was very interested in sport, and he was like, I think he was the one that like told my mom that I should come play.
Yeah.
And so I came to like a camp, I think, or like a 2-day camp.
Yeah.
And I only came for like one day because I was busy on the other day. It was probably, I think I came for Sunday because I was busy on Saturday or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I came, and I was like, "Wait, this is really fun. I love
Yeah.
the sport." And I got a racket, and I was like, "I gotta keep doing this."
Yeah.
Which
Go ahead.
that kinda seems like the same story that I had for basketball
Yeah.
because originally I started playing wheelchair basketball in 8th grade, but I didn't expect to start playing until freshman year, but I came at the beginning of 8th grade, and I was like, "We're just gonna try it." My mom was like, "We're just gonna try it," because
Oh,
one of the people that were on the team had seen me play regular basketball, and their parents were like, "They're gonna love this, so we might as well have them come out." And so I
mm,
came, and they were like my mom was like, "We're just gonna try it. You probably won't play until freshman year because 'cause you're in the middle of your, 8th grade basketball season, right? So it's like you don't really have time for both."
yeah.
But I loved it so much. I was like, "Mom, I have to play this like this year. I gotta develop. This is so much fun."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, guess we're diving right into it." And
Mhm.
so
That's
started
awesome.
playing immediately.
Yeah, and one observation that I made when you came out to play wheelchair tennis is you were a very fast learner,
Mhm.
and we could teach you we could teach you a skill, and then you would like latch onto it.
I
So
gotcha.
I remember like I think it was your serve. I was like, all right, do this, and I think correct me if I'm wrong if you disagree, but I think the serve is the hardest stroke in tennis to learn.
Absolutely. Well, um, topspin backhand. I still don't have it down. I can't I just, like, I never do it in a game. I practice it. I'll try, and it'll like, sometimes I'll hit crazy topspin backhands, and then the next one, I'll just, like, frame it, and it'll go way out of bounds. It's like, "Okay."
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
still working on that, but other than that, the serve is definitely the hardest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Topspin backhand, for those that don't know, it's a one-handed top. Like it's called an inverted topspin backhand. So it's like I think a semi-western grip, and you hit it one-handed, and you hit up on the ball and kind of flick your wrists. So yeah, it's definitely something that we can develop more and
Yeah.
get you good at that. So.
Yep.
Okay, if we weren't here in the studio right now, where would you be?
Probably either playing video games or sleeping,
Okay. What
or
video games are you playing?
right now, I'm playing a lot of Minecraft. Not gonna
Oh,
lie, I'm
okay.
kinda in that phase, just I don't know. I'll probably but after the holidays, I'll be, like, bored of Minecraft, and I'll go play something else.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't you never know what it's gonna be. It kinda just come like, once you're I get or I don't even know. I get excited to play a game, or I'll see, like, a video, and I'll be like, "Oh, I kinda wanna play that again," and
Mm,
it's so I'll just, like, come back to games and
mm. So I have a very addictive personality. And so if I get into a game, I start to neglect other things in life. So I do have a Nintendo Switch, but generally speaking, unless a game like Zelda, like I
Mhm.
will play every single Zelda out there. I
I gotcha.
love I love that game. But I try to stay away from games in general because I just get like
I
I just
gotcha.
want to keep playing
I
constantly. And
gotcha.
yeah, so anyway, so talk to me about tennis and wheelchair tennis and basketball and what a normal like week looks like for you.
So I play basketball 2 times a week. I play basketball with like we have to practice 2 times a week. So scrimmages on Tuesday, and then we have a practice on Saturday. And then I probably have a tournament 2 times a month.
Mm,
Sometimes 3, sometimes 1. It kind of just depends. It's a very busy year though, because
yeah.
I found myself playing on the adult team for the Dragons
Mm,
too, for the Cincinnati Dragons.
hmm.
And so I'm playing both on our high school team and our adult team, and I
Nice.
travel to both.
Yeah.
So it's like I had a tournament this past weekend. I had a tournament the weekend before that, and then I have off until the first weekend of January, and then I'm right back at it. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm incredibly busy with that all the time. And then I play tennis once a week now. We used to be twice, and now we're once a week since we're more in the off season on
Mhm.
Thursday nights. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the other interesting thing or the nice thing about playing wheelchair basketball and tennis is they're opposite seasons.
yeah,
So you can go to tournaments in the summer and for tennis and then tournaments during like the winter
for
for
basketball, yeah,
basketball. So I did that growing up as well. Tennis was my main sport. Basketball is your
yeah,
main sport.
basketball is my
So
main.
um, yeah. Do you go to the gym or do like any cardio or anything like that as well?
I do. So I work out with like my high school's basketball team. So
Yeah.
I found I'm now the team manager for our team, our
Oh,
basketball
cool.
team, and so
Okay.
I work out with them twice a week. So
Okay.
Wednesdays and Sundays.
Cool.
So
If you could learn any skill overnight, what would it be?
um, I feel like not like a physical skill would help me the most, but more of like a mental skill like patience would
Ooh.
like be probably the best skill I could learn because I feel like
Okay.
a lot of times in tennis, things go wrong. It's a lot harder to come back when things are going wrong.
Yeah.
Like even in like tennis, you play every point and you still have a chance to win. If you're like, it's a lot easier to come back in tennis than probably any other sport. But I
Mm.
like once you're mad at yourself,
Yeah.
which I get down on myself a lot. I won't lie, I get down when
Yeah.
I'm not playing well, and then it's like once you're in that hole, you're not coming out. So it's like learning how to be patient with yourself and learning how
Mhm.
to stay like hopeful almost will like
Yeah.
probably be the best thing I could learn for the future. So
Yeah. That negative self-talk really can get to anybody.
yeah.
And in tennis, it's all you, and so like
Mm.
you can't just get pulled out and be benched like you can in basketball. It's
Yeah.
like really teaches you a level of resilience and like, all right, I can do this. I
Mhm.
got this. All that. So, um, cool. Can you explain your disability? You kind of already did a little bit, but
So I was born with PFFD, which stands for proximal femoral focal disorder. I think
mm-hmm.
I'm 99% sure. I don't know. I might have gotten that one wrong. And then with FH, which is uh, fibular hemimelia,
Okay.
which in simple terms means I was born without my femur or my fibula,
Mm-hmm.
which are like probably two of the most important bones in your legs. And
Mm-hmm.
so everything above my knee is just not there.
Yeah.
And then below my knee, I'm missing my fibula. So I only have my tibula, I think.
Okay.
And then it's like I don't know. So it's like it's a lot weaker of a leg,
Yeah.
but so it's super skinny.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're an amputee,
yeah.
yet you have 2 feet.
I do have 2 feet, which is very funny, but it's also smaller. And a lot of the most common questions I get because people will know like you still have a foot, but because then I'll tell them that like all the rest of the bones are still there, and they're like, so your foot's the same size as the other foot? No, I don't. Which I don't know how to explain that.
Huh.
My foot's still smaller, even though all the bones are still there. Like the only thing I'm
Interesting.
really missing is my fibula. All like I think I'm missing an ankle bone, like a really small one.
Yeah.
So it's not very important, but it's like realistically, my foot should be the same size on like
Mhm.
both feet, but it's not. So I don't really know how to explain that.
What's the size difference?
I probably like on my right foot, I probably wear like an adult like for shoe size, probably like a size 11 and a half or something like that. And
Okay.
I probably wear like a child size like 10 on my,
Oh,
or I don't know, probably like the highest child size, but not an adult size yet on my left foot, which is
interesting.
weird.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, having spina bifida, my feet are like kid size. Like they're tiny. I could wear like when I wear pool shoes, it's size like 6 or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty small. One thing that I'm absolutely fascinated by is the foot on your amputation. So
Mhm.
can you explain that?
Um,
It's called a rotation
Yeah,
plasty, right?
rotationplasty. So, like in the most simple terms, because it's a very like crazy process.
Yeah.
The doctors went in, chopped off my leg from at the hip, right?
Mhm.
Did a 180 with it, and then put it back on. That's like in the most simple terms. That's how I would explain it. That's how I normally explain it to most people because it's like I don't
Yeah.
really. A lot of times I don't have the time to fully go into the details, but it's like, um, they, like, had to cut through it. They had to disconnect every single, like, nerve and
Mhm.
cut through all the muscle, which
Mhm.
I'm like my hip is, like, very weak because of it.
Mm.
And then, like, if you look at my scarring, it goes all the way down my leg because when they were, like, refiring the nerves, when they reconnected the nerves,
Yeah.
they had to, like, restructure everything in my hip and through my leg. So
Whoa.
it's, like, it's very weird. So
Interesting.
and I think I've had, like, problems with it before. So, when I went through I've been through the physical therapy for years and years and years, but there was a point where they were doing like shock therapy in my hip to try to fire like a muscle in my glutes,
Whoa.
um, because it was supposedly like going to help me walk like straighter. I guess I don't
Okay.
like have a better gait, but
Yeah.
the problem was that the muscle wasn't connected to anything. So
Oh.
I learned how to fire it. And I can still fire it like right now, but it doesn't do anything. So it's just there, which is
Interesting.
very weird.
Interesting. Okay. And so for just a better visual, so you essentially have your good foot or your good leg like this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then your other foot is
Just
basically
it's like that, yeah.
upside
It's
down,
upside down,
but it's
and then
but
it's a
it's
lot shorter.
shorter.
Yeah.
And so the thought process with that is basically your heel is your knee.
Yes.
And so you basically have a knee
I have
as
yeah.
a result of
I have
your
a
ankle.
knee as a heel and a heel as a knee. So that was the whole point. So when I'm walking in a prosthetic, I can bend my knee,
Yeah.
and like heel, I can bend my heel just as like a knee would bend, and I can't bend it as far. So like when like you can bend your knee straight, and then you can bend it like really far back
Yeah.
and like tuck it under you. But I can only bend it about 90 degrees.
Mhm.
So it only goes down to here, but it goes straight, right? And so
Mhm.
really just when walking, when you have that gait, because you have to bend your knee during your like when you're walking, right?
Yeah.
And so that was the whole point of it. Because
Mhm.
because I had my rotation plasty when I was 5, but before
Mhm.
that, I had like it was like your my foot was like facing the right way as it
Mhm.
normally should, but it's like every step you had to swing your leg out and then
Oh,
back in to try to get it under you, and you had to like step over it, right? So there was no like cushion in it.
interesting.
So
Okay. And so you put the foot that has the rotation plasty, the foot that's on backwards,
mhm.
you put that into a leg,
Yes, I put it
what
into
a
a
prosthetic.
prosthetic leg where it's like very tightly fit in, and
Mhm.
it's not suctioned. A lot of amputees have their prosthetics, so it's like suctions on,
Right.
but I just have like something that tightens over it. I have like a strap that tightens over it,
Right.
and keeps my leg in there.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Cool. Anything else that you want to share about your disability that we missed?
I mean, I've had countless, or I think I've had like 8 surgeries since rotation plasty, and
Wow.
most of them are minor tweaks. I think, like, because rotation plasty lasted, I think, upwards of 11 hours,
Mhm.
which is a like long surgery, but I think the longest
Yeah.
one I've had lasted like 2 hours, like since then or whatever. So,
Wow.
but like, I also like the doctor that I go for my leg is, well, he was in Baltimore and now he's in Orlando
Mm.
because like because I would go to Children's, but Children's didn't have a doctor that knew how to deal with rotation plasty or with PFFD. They had no idea like what was going on,
Oh.
and so they had to outsource me, and they recommended doctors, and like the closest one was Baltimore. It was like you could go to
Wow.
Baltimore. The guy that trained my doctor, Dr. Standard, in Baltimore was in Orlando, so I could have gone to Orlando, or like it wasn't close.
Whoa.
And I'm sure they have one that's like close in Cincinnati now,
Yeah.
but it's like at this point I've been with this doctor for 10, 11 years, so it's not
Mhm.
even, or 12, I think, because I think I was with him since I was technically 3.
Yeah.
So like it's not even worth changing because he knows everything about me. He knows exactly what he's doing, and
Yeah.
we trust him fully. So,
Yeah. If there's a parent that is listening to this, or even a kid who's listening to this as well, that is thinking about going through a rotation plasty, what would you tell them?
um,
Any advice?
I mean, do it. I don't know. So obviously, it's like it's really up to you. Like, how, also like there's different every single person's different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, maybe it was right for me, maybe it's not right for you.
Right.
But like my mom and my parents joined a Facebook page
Mm.
with people from the other people that had PFFD, and they just went on and asked questions, and they got answers, and
Yeah.
that's like what really helped them decide to go through with it,
Mm-hmm.
was just like other parents' advice. And like obviously I
Cool.
don't know all the details, and my parents could tell you so much more,
Sure.
but like if you join that Facebook page, or I'm sure there's one that's easy to find,
Yeah.
and you could probably contact my parents, or like I don't
Right.
even know, but like contact somebody, reach out, see what they think, get out like outside opinions
Mm-hmm.
before you decide to do it. Like really do your research,
Yeah.
because like I mean it works out perfectly for, well, I guess not perfectly because it's like it's never gonna be perfect
Sure.
when you're an amputee, but it's like it's gonna work out as well as it can,
It
and so
it sounds like it's so much better now than
yes.
when it was if you just left it alone.
Yeah.
Is that
So, yeah, like, I think I'd be in so much more of a struggle every
Mhm.
day, like,
Mm.
walking, and it's almost, like, brought me more joy. Like, think
Yeah.
I probably couldn't play stand-up sports if
Right.
I was,
Right.
like, if I didn't have rotation plasty, right? If I didn't, go through with it, because just, like, I wouldn't be able to run, right,
Right.
like, fully, and a lot it would keep me, like, way far behind everybody else. And I think rotation plasty really helped me, like, catch up, especially as a kid. Like, um, I had a conversation with Jake. Jake was on the podcast, right?
Mhm.
Over the weekend, he's like, when you're younger, like you're kind of like not set in stone yet on, even
Mhm.
if you're disabled. So it's like you kind of still move at the same pace as everybody as you're growing. But
Right.
it's like once you like reach that like middle school, and then you're starting really to fall behind. And I think it really like I felt personally that I was still at like the same level as everybody else when it came to moving until like further on than I thought I was gonna be. So
Yeah.
and like I you start to notice when you're falling behind, but it
Mhm.
was like a much easier transition.
Yeah.
Especially like I really felt it once I was like seventh, eighth grade. But that at that point you can process it, and
Yeah.
you're like, well, you knew this was coming eventually, and so you're able to emotionally get over it. Like you're old enough to know how to emotionally get over it
Right.
and like move on, right? So
Right. Right. Interesting. Did you have I want to say growing pains, but that's not the right word, but like disability pains, let's say,
like okay,
uh,
so
growing up.
phantom
No,
pains
no, no,
or
just like emotional, like,
oh
like struggles, because you have a birth defect, so do I.
yeah.
I think I might have had like some emotional struggles, but it's nowhere near like somebody getting in a wreck later on in life and then becoming paralyzed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think maybe I've like there's been a couple times where I've like this is just it just really gets to me, but
Mhm.
it's like incredibly rare for me. Like so I
Yeah.
at this point it doesn't really like I don't really care what
Right.
happens.
Right.
Like I know sometimes I'm gonna be behind, sometimes I'm gonna be right there and like
Mhm.
in with the group, but it's
Yeah.
like a lot of people around me also like at this point people understand that I'm not going to be I probably will be behind, and so
Mhm.
they kind of come to my level instead of like forcing me to try to get to their level. So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of people are much more supportive now than like in middle school where it's like you were more I thought I had to catch up, and
Mhm.
it's now like much more supportive. And then I think like it's actually like scary to me. Like I've heard so many stories about people getting into accidents and like losing limbs, and
Uh-huh.
like people that I play wheelchair basketball with, they've gotten into serious accidents, become like completely disabled, and
Yeah.
it's like that's got to be such a crazy transition. Like
Right.
I grew up this way. This is all I've ever known, so
Right.
it's not
Right.
crazy to me. But it's like you think you're 14 years old, you've been able to do everything all your life. You get
Yeah.
into a car accident, and the next day you can't move your legs. Like that's got to be
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah.
I think if I were in that position, I don't think I'd be able to get past it. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how I would get over that.
I
So
think like for me, the ones that I think it'd be so hard to get past is like the degenerative diseases and stuff like that, where you
yeah,
just wake up every day and you're worse and worse and worse.
yeah,
Like, yikes. Now, don't get me wrong. Having an accident, I'm sure, is a struggle,
yeah,
at least for a little bit. So,
yeah,
um, that's interesting. This is a weird question, but when you move your two big toes on either foot, does it feel the same?
yes,
It does.
it does. I think everything feels the same. I'm
Interesting.
moving them right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
um, I think it does just like I mean it's all the same muscles. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
it does feel the same. But
Yeah.
there are times like when I'm moving my leg and it's like it does feel different because it's like even though they're the same muscles, like if I'm moving like my right, if I like fire my right calf versus my left, because I still have a calf in my leg,
Yeah, yeah.
so like I can fire both of them. It
Right.
definitely feels different,
Yeah.
but it's like mostly because I feel like I don't like there's no need for my left calf because it's not like a real use for it.
Right.
But there's like much more use for my right calf.
Right.
So I
Right.
don't like those are probably the two main differences. Like
Yeah. And your left one is the one that's amputated,
yeah,
quote unquote.
left leg. So.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get into the podcast question. What keeps you rolling forward?
Ooh, I think all the opportunities I've got from playing wheelchair sports,
Mm.
which is like, it honestly surprises me how much I've like gained from playing wheelchair sports because you go into it and it's such a smaller community, and
Yeah.
like I like basketball is my main sport, so playing stand up basketball, everybody plays basketball at one point, like everybody
Mhm.
knows about it, right? And like even on the high school team, it's like you play, but the likelihood of you going pro and like regular basketball is just so slim,
Yeah.
but it's like it feels like it's almost easier to go like play in college, play wheelchair basketball in college than
Yeah.
it is. Like there's only 12 college teams, but
Yeah.
yet because there's not nearly as many people playing, I think the
Mhm.
opportunities are much larger.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's interesting. Jake and I had a similar conversation, and you were at the collegiate tournament.
yeah.
One thing I'm surprised by is just the extreme difference in levels
Yeah.
from the most elite athlete to I don't know, the most entry level athlete.
Yeah.
Like to I I don't know about you, but that surprised me when I went to my first collegiate wheelchair tennis tournament
It
and
is
watched that. Is that
it is weird to see because like I played like one of the games at the college tournament.
yeah,
Um and I probably played like a lower level player, right?
yeah,
He wasn't very good. I mean, I was probably at the same level as him. It was a very long match. You know, we put it all the way
yeah, you
into
did.
like overtime basically. So,
Yeah.
um
Did you pull out the win?
no. No,
Ah,
I did not. It was a struggle. It was a very very hard struggle, but
yeah.
also, that was a very hot day out in the sun.
It
So,
was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um but like I was also ball boying during it. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
and I ball boyed the Auburn versus Michigan game. It
Uh,
was who I think it was Gabe Pudoff, right?
yep.
And
He's
Evan.
been on the podcast.
Yeah, Gabe and then Evan. So Gabe has been playing for a long time, right?
Yeah,
But Evan started this past year,
yeah,
and they were doubles partners, which is just crazy to me because they're like such different levels, and
yeah,
yet they're still playing together
yeah.
against top level tennis teams. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is interesting. I feel like if you play wheelchair sports, like there's a good chance of getting a scholarship now.
yeah,
Um, when I was your age, there was a lot fewer schools and all that.
yeah,
So, but I mean, it was still likely that you could get a scholarship as well. So,
yeah,
yeah, I agree. I've always said that I've had more opportunities being disabled,
mhm,
especially in the wheelchair sports in the sports scene,
yeah,
than I ever would have being able bodied because, as you kind of said, the competition. I mean, it's still fierce
mhm,
at the higher levels, but there's a lot fewer people that get to that higher level.
yeah,
Let's say.
yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, cool. Anything else keep you rolling forward?
Um, Probably just other than that, the support that I get from family and friends, like everybody around me. I mean, I talk about what's basketball and tennis a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I almost I don't know. I'm very competitive, so it's like when I play at tournaments and I do well, I'm gonna tell people because
yeah,
it's like that's very exciting for me and that's very important to me. So like all my friends know about how I play. So
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
but it's like they're all like super excited for me right when I do well. I'll tell them like that I'm getting talked to by certain colleges and they'll be like, "Wow, that's crazy." Because
Yeah.
like right now I'm in conversation with both Alabama and Auburn, and
Nice.
I've told some of my friends about it, and they're like, "Are you kidding me?" Like
Yeah.
those are elite colleges that are
Right.
like top tier
Right.
SEC programs.
Yeah.
So it's like like having that support from them and having the love from them really keeps me rolling
Yeah, that's awesome. And you want to go to college for wheelchair basketball.
for wheelchair basketball.
And is there any are any of the colleges trying to get you to do both?
Um, so Alabama is not. Coach Ford down at Alabama wants his players to focus primarily on wheelchair basketball,
Yeah.
but I know Auburn will be like what who
Yeah,
Gabe
Gabe.
played both at Auburn. Actually, well he played different times, so he's like still in college, I guess. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Well,
I know players that play both right now. So
yeah. So he was doing both, and then he just decided that he's going to pursue tennis.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah. And you guys can watch that Gabe Pudoff episode on my Rolling Forward channel. Um, what when motivation dips, what keeps you showing up anyway?
um, that's tough. Just like I don't know, I kind of have that like winner mentality, and I
Mm,
know I'm not winning if I don't show up. So
yeah.
it's like I'm doing everything to win, which definitely can affect attitude. Certain
Mm,
times when you're losing, it's like it definitely doesn't help you when you're getting down on yourself
yeah,
because it's like you're so focused. Like I want this so bad,
yeah.
but it's also what I train as hard as possible every time, or
Mhm.
at least I try to. Like we'll be doing conditioning for basketball, and I know certain people around me, the player, that'll be like they don't
They
they
slack.
kind of slack because it's like I mean you're still like I'm they think they're at that level. They're like, I'm fine at this level, even like I could get better. But
Mhm.
it's like, why would I need to if I'm playing very well at this level? But it's like, I don't want to just be playing very well. I want to be the best.
Yeah.
So every time I go on the court, every time I play or what's tennis court? Tennis?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's just so every time basketball court or tennis court, I want to go on. I'm gonna try as hard as possible to play my best because I know that's what's gonna make me better. And I'm
Yeah.
hoping like in the future, I want to be the best out of every
Mhm.
like I want to be the best that anyone's ever known. That's what I strive for.
Yeah.
So that's like even like if we're in a losing streak, I remember last year almost got burnt out of basketball. Like, we played a lot, and it was I think February, and there was like we were having a rough time with the team, just physically like, playing together. All of
Mhm.
us were kind of more emotional. We were like kind of all tired of playing together almost. But it
Yeah.
was like you just have to keep on going, even when
Yeah.
you're burnt out, right? You just have to keep fighting through it. And once
Mhm.
you find that spark again, it's just a magical experience. Like once you're able to play strongly again, even if you might have to take like a week or two off, right? But then you come back to it, you fight as hard as possible
Yeah.
to get like back into that like grind
Mhm.
mentality, and then you just keep on playing. And like I love playing basketball and I love playing tennis. Either one, like
Mhm.
they're both amazing sports, and I have so much fun doing them that it's
Yeah.
like even when I'm down, I almost still think it's fun. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think there's like a level of just a journey of like you are gonna have ups and downs, and that's okay.
mhm.
And like
Yeah,
just getting out of that as fast as possible, and like kind of rebounding.
yeah.
That's just a life skill that is gonna be great. So
Yeah, I mean, you lose and you learn. So
yeah,
just keep on losing. You learn more, and then you'll get better. So,
yeah, yeah. Speaking of one thing that I've been really interested in recently is failure.
mhm.
And can you tell me what your views on failure is?
So I don't like losing. I don't like failing, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I've kind of see it like it's always you if you fail correctly, there's like a difference between failing correctly and failing incorrectly, right?
yeah.
So if you fail correctly, then you're gonna be able to learn from it. But like
Mhm.
it's we kind of talk a lot about this in basketball. Like if you are losing and you just give up because you're
Mhm.
losing, like you'll be losing by like 20 points and you're like fourth quarter, you're just like, I just don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah,
I don't want to be in this game. That's not you're not learning anything from that because you're just
right.
giving up. But if you keep fighting at like through every minute, and we talk about this both in wheelchair basketball and regular basketball,
Yeah,
because we've like my team is we've struggled, we've been losing a lot, which is not very fun to watch. But
right.
every game we've grown to be a better team, and so
Mhm.
like we're hoping at like if we keep fighting through this and we keep playing every last minute, we're gonna eventually get to a point where we're like much more successful. And same for wheelchair basketball, right? So like this past weekend in our tournament, we lost to RHI, a team from Indianapolis. We lost to them twice. So we
Mm.
lost to them on Saturday, and that was a not very fun game to play. And I end up like I pulled a bicep at the end, and so
Oh.
I sat out the last 4 minutes, but I pulled the bicep because I was still trying to play as hard as possible, even though
Mm.
we were down 15. And
Yeah,
that's like, even when you're down 15, like their bench was in. So it's like, why am I playing super hard if they're not playing super hard back? But it's like, if you
right.
keep playing super hard, you're either going to get yourself back into the game
Mhm.
because, like, if they put their worst players in, or you're going to, learn how to play in harder moments if they
Mhm.
are still playing hard.
Mhm.
And you're going to, like, learn how to play more difficult games. And then once you get into more difficult games in the future, it's going to be a lot easier to, like,
Yeah,
really progress through the game. So,
yeah. And just for so you're a starter
yeah,
on are you a starter on the adult team as well?
I do. Yeah.
So you start on the junior
In the
and the
adult
adult
team,
team.
but
That's
but
awesome.
mostly because of height. So I'm the
Yeah.
tallest player on both, and so,
Yeah.
get into the paint a lot, score a lot of points.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. And you you're one of the faster players on the
correct.
court as well, right?
Yeah, but that also comes from, like, earlier, it's, like, really pushing yourself, like, in specifically in conditioning.
Yeah.
We do a lot of conditioning,
Mhm.
and, like, if I'm pushing as hard as I can, I'm gonna be pushing faster than everybody else, and that's what I
Yeah.
strive like, I want to be faster.
Yeah.
I want to get stronger, I wanna be faster. That's, like, when I'm lifting, I try to lift, like, certain times I'm not gonna be lifting heavy 'cause I'll be lifting more for, like, agility than anything,
Sure.
like, trying to make myself as strong as possible and
Mhm.
as fast as possible is
Mhm.
what I'm like striving to go for that way. Because once you have speed on the court, either even in tennis too, like tennis or basketball, it
Yeah,
makes it a lot easier to like maneuver and play
for
it
sure.
a lot better. So
Yeah, I agree. You're just barely not quite as fast as me, but
yeah, yeah, Yeah.
You're like, bro, do you see do you see that belly of yours? Like, what is going on? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, Hendo is very fast, and it shows on both the basketball court and the tennis court. So, um, what's one internal rule you live by as an athlete?
Um, always play as hard as possible. Again, like
I love
just
it.
play as hard as possible. And like
Mhm.
Jake says, like make your mistakes at 100 miles per hour
Mhm.
or don't make them at all. So
I
it's
love it.
like, and what he means by that, you go on the court and you play as hard as possible and you're gonna make mistakes, but there's a lot
Mhm.
more room for error when you're playing super hard. So like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on and I say specifically basketball, I might go and miss 3 shots in a row, but if I play incredible defense because I'm fighting every single possession to get that ball to stop them on defense, to stop them from scoring, then it's gonna make up like if I stop them from scoring, that's another chance for me to score. And if I
Right.
don't score, it doesn't matter nearly as much because they didn't score either. So it's
Yeah.
like playing as hard as possible all the time makes it a
Mhm.
lot easier for when you make mistakes.
Okay, so this next one is a three-parter. In tennis, basketball, and life, what's the most meaningful what's one of the most meaningful pieces of feedback you've ever received?
Um, Specifically tennis, you always like you always give us the example of like these top players that like only like score 55% of their shots, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I think
And
that's a
that's
Federer quote,
yeah, I
right?
think that is Federer. And that kind of like helps to get through. It's like you're not gonna win everything. You're
Yeah.
not gonna win every point, but that's not
Mhm.
matter. Like you can lose a lot and you can
Mhm.
still win, right? In the end. So that's like probably the biggest piece of advice that I've gotten from you that or like specifically from you
Mhm. Mhm.
that's kept me like to keep fighting. Like it
Mhm.
really that's I think about that a lot during games,
Yeah.
like specifically like deeper games. Like you're not gonna win everything, and that's okay,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
like Federer only wins, I think it was like 54% of his shots,
Yeah.
and yet he's still one of the like probably the best player in the world ever,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so that's probably the biggest piece of advice I've gotten for tennis.
Yeah.
That's really coming through, and that also goes for everything else. Like
Right.
you're not gonna win everything, you're not gonna win every game, but as
Mhm.
long as you like keep trying, you keep forcing yourself to keep competing, you're gonna eventually like you're gonna get to that point where it's like you do win, right?
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
Let me think about basketball. Probably like Jake said, just make your mistakes at 100 miles per hour, and
Mhm.
it gets a lot easier. That's probably the biggest thing, piece of advice. And then I get a lot of advice from you've had Mozzie right on the podcast.
Yeah, oh man, he's such a smart dude.
Oh, he's so smart and he's so funny.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my gosh, but he's like a crazy shooter. So
Yeah.
he is automatic. He does not miss shots, or he rarely misses shots.
Yeah.
So he really coaches me through shooting most of the time, and like
Uh-huh.
I've become a much better shooter because of him. So
Yeah.
he gives me a lot of like small pieces of advice where it's like just change your grip on the ball, or like
Mhm.
just like super small things, and yet they make such a big difference
Yeah.
on the court. It's like even this past weekend, again, I'll give more examples, right? The first game I played, I went out there and I shot horribly. And then I like he was like, calm down, right? First of all, the reason your shots are going so like missing so many shots was because they were going over, or like I was like overshooting. So I was
Uh,
putting too much strength into it.
yeah.
And so he's like, first of all, you can go 100 miles per hour, but when you're shooting, calm down, like breathe through it. Like
Yeah.
especially like try to take like an extra second to shoot it. Like most likely they're not going to be able to contest you in time. So
Mhm.
just take that extra second or half a second, calm yourself down, calm your muscles, and then shoot the ball. And they should like, and then I immediately saw them start dropping almost
Yeah.
every time. I was like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And then just like little things like that, and they really just helped me to keep going because like, and then Jake was also like, watch your shots at halftime. Like if we have a break, like before the second half starts, if your
Mhm.
shots weren't falling in the first half, take layups during halftime.
Mhm.
Watch your shots go in because that's such a mental boost when you
Yeah.
see it going in.
Yeah.
And so you're like as soon as you see it going, you're thinking
I
they're
got
gonna
this.
go in during the game. You gain so much confidence from that, and
Mhm.
so like just keep shooting, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when you're going through like a drought or something like that, you just keep shooting,
Yeah.
and you'll eventually force your way through it,
Yeah. It's
or prove to yourself that you shouldn't be shooting the ball. I don't know,
yeah.
like there's
You
certain
gotta pass to your
there are
teammate who's
certain
actually on.
yeah, there are certain times where it's like you have to know when to stop, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
like if you like, that's when you go back and practice the next week and you
Mhm.
work on it more, and then until you're back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's super translatable to tennis as well because I mean, in both tennis and basketball, I would always like just kind of stiffen up and like kind of, flex all my muscles as I'm shooting or as I'm hitting the ball. And
Mm.
it's like, relax. And, you've probably heard, you probably
Yeah,
hear me say that all the time.
I
Like,
hear that a
Hendo,
lot.
relax. And that is interesting because you do have to transition from like going 110% and pushing as fast as you can. And
Mhm.
then when it's time to shoot or hit
Hit
the
the ball.
ball, it's
Yeah,
like, okay,
you gotta
now just
loosen.
calm down and go for it. So yeah, that's awesome. I love that. What about for life?
Um, I think it's just like not really like specific inspirational like quotes or anything like that or anything that somebody said, but it's like seeing how good I got it. Like almost like I've seen so many cases where people are struggling and it's like I'm not there. I have such a great like I have so many opportunities for my
Yeah,
future. I have such like I live in a great family in a great area. I have great friends. Like everything
yeah.
around me seems to be so fortunate.
Mm,
And so it's I'll hear your story whatever, or I'll see things on the news. It'll be like these people are struggling, right? And it's
yeah,
like I'm not. I got it way better than them. So that kind
right,
of just helps me keep going. It's like even
right,
when things don't feel great, it's like they could always be worse.
right.
So it's like you might as well just be happy that you're still here, right?
Yeah, I think gratitude is probably one of the most fundamentally important skills
Mhm.
for just mental health in general. Like it's so easy to look at the world and be like, "Oh, there's so much conflict and blah 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 blah," and like it's like, but you look around and it's like, wow, like I, I'm surrounded by a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
So yeah, gratitude. I like it. All right, so it is time for our Wheelie Bad Jokes segment.
Woo, woo.
So how it works is I'm gonna tell you a joke. It's of course a wheelie bad joke,
Okay.
and I want you to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
And then if you have a joke,
I
which
do.
I
I do.
asked you to
Whenever.
share one because it's one of my favorite jokes. Which by the way, I do want to point out Hendo's shirt. Go ahead and show that off. It says "Oh snap," and it's a gingerbread man with a
With a missing leg.
missing leg.
Where is it? Right down there.
Oh man, that's funny. Okay, so well, I feel like I need to create a shirt like that or something like
Yeah.
that. That's
Go for
good.
it.
Oh snap. Anyway, here is my wheelie bad joke. I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Very funny. Um,
1 to 10.
I think for really bad jokes, that's probably like an 8 out of 10.
Okay, okay.
Like, you know, I mean, it's funny and it's, such a dad joke. I don't even know. Like, oh, that is pretty funny. Yeah, 8 out of 10 for, wheelie bad jokes.
All right.
Yeah. I'll give you my joke. So, what's an amputee's favorite restaurant?
What?
IHOP.
Ah. So I've actually told this story on the podcast, but so Sean, who we mentioned before,
Yeah.
he was having a really like he was in one of those moods where like
Oh, yeah.
he was missing a lot and like he's just spiraling, right? And
Yeah.
and it's so easy to do in tennis.
Very easy.
And I went up to you. I said, "Hey, he's your teammate. What can you do?" And weren't you guys playing doubles at the
We
time?
were playing doubles. I remember this.
So I went up to you. I said, "Hey, your partner is really having a tough time.
Yeah.
What are you doing about it?" Right? And you immediately went up to him and you told this joke, and he like he looked at you and he didn't want to smile or laugh, but
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
totally did.
He
And
was like, it's such a bad joke that it's like you have to laugh because it's
yeah,
it shouldn't be funny,
yeah,
realistically, but at
yeah,
the same time, it's like hilarious.
yeah.
I love telling that joke to like friends, and
Mm.
because a lot of people will be like, "Can I laugh at that? Am I
Yeah,
allowed?"
yeah,
Like it's a disabled joke. Am I allowed to laugh at it? I'll be like, "Yeah, of course.
yeah,
It's a
of
joke.
course,
It's
laugh.
supposed to be funny." So
Right, right. The other interesting thing is when sometimes when one of us is like getting into a funk, we'll just scream "IHOP," right?
IHOP,
Yeah,
IHOP. Yeah.
and then we
'Cause then
instantly
you just know what it means, and it just gets you into a, like, happier mood, so.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I would probably rate that above mine. Probably. Did you rate mine eight or eight and a half?
I 8,
I'm gonna
8
rate
out of 10.
that 8.5.
Okay,
I think it
let's
was
go.
better. I want you guys to tell us in the comments what you think the jokes are. What you would rate the jokes. So, IHOP or stairs.
Yeah.
Which joke was better? What would you rate each joke? So,
Now I wanna know what, like, a 10 out of 10 Wheelie Bad joke is. I wanna we're gonna have to
um,
find some. Do you
so
have any?
I told one. Um, Ah, I hold on. I think I can look it up pretty quickly. It is um chewing on electrical cords. Um, so the joke is my son was chewing on electrical cords, so I had to ground him. He's doing better currently and conducting himself properly.
No, that's definitely a 10 out of 10. That's funny.
Yeah. Someone actually, one of my friends actually commented on that, and he actually expanded on the joke. And do I want to do it right now? Do I want to read it? Because I told him I was going to say it on another podcast. Hold on. I don't know that I'm gonna find it. I don't even remember what episode it was on. Oh, he responded. He says, "I was sitting at home, and I don't know what my son was thinking. He just couldn't resist."
So bad.
Oh man. So yeah, it's I like those like three parters that are in the jokes.
Keeps on going.
They're pretty good. Okay. Well, enough of wheelie bad jokes. I appreciate I would consider that a high rating compared to other guest ratings. So, I did. By the way, I get all my jokes, most of my jokes from a guy on all the socials. His name's Logan Lyle. I actually did pick up his books, and because I love his dad jokes so much. So, yeah, Logan Lyle on Instagram, socials, all that. He's great. All they do is read is tell dad jokes to each other. He's got like millions of followers too.
There you go.
So, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about your journey. So talk to us a little bit about your basketball journey.
Okay, so, right, I started playing stand-up basketball very young, 3, 4 years old, upward sports, right? So I played against every other able-bodied person out there, right? And I had no idea that wheelchair sports were a thing until 8th grade, right? So I played, normal like stand-up sports, which was just normal for me. Like everybody was like, "How are you playing this? Why? How are you disabled and playing this?" I was like, "What else am I supposed to be doing? I don't know." And so until 8th grade. So we played a team, I think it was like St. Susanna, right? Um, we played a team, and they had like one of the people that I was playing against, one of the guys had a sister that played wheelchair basketball,
Oh.
and her parents were like, they saw me in the court, and they're like, this kid would be perfect to play wheelchair basketball. And so they like found me after the game. They came up to my parents, and they were like, you have to try this. We'll give you the information. We'll give you the tryout date. We'll give you the come play with us.
Yeah.
Come try it out. Even if you don't like it, it's like I think you would like it. So like you might as well try it. And my mom was like told me about it, and I was like, it's kind of interesting because it's like I never heard of anything like this, and I didn't know they existed, right? And so I was just like, okay, I guess I'll go try. I didn't think that it would be that interesting, and I went out there and I got in a chair, and I had so much fun in like a 2-hour practice or something like that, or
Mhm.
like 2-hour try it day. Um, and I like again, that's why I told my mom, I was like, I have to keep playing this. I just like this is so much fun. And
Mm.
so we hopped right into it. And that was my first season, it was 8th grade. And so
Nice.
like, I don't know, I fell in love almost immediately, which I mean, I love sports and it kind of just gave me a better outlet to be more competitive
Yeah.
where I didn't have to like struggle nearly as much.
Yeah.
And like, I remember that first day trying it, um, and they had me like shooting. And normally when you first start, you're incredibly horrible at shooting because most people like have never played wheelchair sports before, or most people that play wheelchair basketball have never played any sports at all because
Right.
they haven't had the opportunity to stand like me, and most of them aren't amputees,
Yeah.
so they don't get the opportunity to play sports. And
Mhm.
so a lot of times it's their first experience, and so they had me shooting, and they were like, "Wow, you're really good at this," and I was like, "I know this is easy for me." I've been playing basketball for my whole life practically,
Yeah.
um, and so it's like I don't know. I kind of just immediately it didn't seem very hard to integrate from basketball into wheelchair basketball.
Mhm.
Um, and so that was like I don't know, probably the best thing that's happened to me
Mhm.
probably ever. Just finding wheelchair basketball.
Let me ask you, there's often with people who walk, there's a stigma with wheelchair
Mhm.
sports. Did you have that?
Not at all.
Oh.
I got into a chair, and that's probably the most mobile I've ever felt.
Mhm.
And that's like I was like, it's kind of fun to just go out there and spin around.
Oh, cool.
I
Okay.
kind of just thought it was fun.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, just like moving like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, I've known people that are like, I don't want to play wheelchair sports. I'm an amputee and I can still walk.
Yeah.
It's why are you degrading me to a wheelchair?
Right.
But I think it's fun being in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even like, I feel like once you're in a wheelchair, like all the time, I'm sure you get tired of sitting all the time. But it's like, I get tired of standing all the time. I have trouble standing for too long. So
Yeah.
sitting seems
Yeah.
like much a better option. And I get tired of running. So it's like, if I'm sitting and I'm not hurting my back or
Yeah.
like my hips,
Right.
like that just seems like a much better source for me. So
Right. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And do you remember if your parents were like, why would you want them to get in a wheelchair?
I don't think so. I think they were fully supportive. Like my
Cool.
parents were like, I think they saw 8th grade. They're like, you're not going to be able to do this in high school,
Yeah.
right? Your
Yeah.
your your sports career is coming to an end.
Mm.
I loved playing volleyball. And I played since like 3rd grade or something like that because
Okay.
our school had a volleyball team and we were very good.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I wasn't super good at it, but I mean, I was good enough. And I love diving on the floor because I was like in basketball, I was a hustle player. I would
Yeah.
dive on the ground for each ball. So
Mhm.
playing volleyball, diving on the floor, that was just my thing at that
Yeah.
point. I
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
back row. Um, and so but my high school doesn't have a volleyball team. We don't have
Mm.
which is kind of weird because we are the
Yeah.
only like team in our region that doesn't have a volleyball team,
Mhm.
which it's because actually, I don't actually know why. We just don't have a volleyball team.
Yeah.
And we've tried starting one. I had a friend that was like literally a couple months ago. It's like we're gonna reach out to the AD and try to start one, but there was
Mhm.
just so much like back and forth, and the AD didn't want to do it or
Yeah.
something like that, and
Yeah.
so we just didn't start. Like we haven't started one yet.
Yeah.
But I kind of saw, and my parents, I'm sure, also were saying like your sports career is coming to an end, and
Right.
that's like really hard to go through. So it's like
Right.
if you just keep on going or if like trying something new that maybe
Yeah.
you're good at and you'd be able to play in high school. Because
Right.
I think um right, the parents I told my parents at that basketball game were like, he can just keep playing in high school,
Mhm.
right? He doesn't even have to be good. He could just like it's not a cut sport,
Yeah.
so you just keep playing,
Yeah.
right? And so my parents were like, I mean, you might as well try it. And like my parents have always been really supportive of whatever I do.
Mhm.
Like I remember like when I was like 10, I was super into like Ninja Warrior stuff or whatever. So
Okay.
I literally took like Ninja Warrior classes, and so I'd be like, because I
Wow.
have like crazy upper body strength, and so
Yeah.
I love like swinging around. I'm like, I'm still like I love Spider Man, but like I used to think I was Spider Man, and
Yeah.
so like I'd be like swinging on things. I don't
Yeah.
that's just like me. So I don't know. So they've always been super supportive. They're like, if you want to do it, let's do it,
That's
right?
awesome.
And so they're like, if like it's up to you, because I mean, my mom was like, I'm not gonna force you to play this.
Yeah.
I did think I was a little nervous on the way down there. I was like, I don't know if I really am gonna like it.
Yeah.
Um, but once I got in the wheelchair, my mom has told me stories. She's like, yeah, we saw joy on your face really come out. Like you were having so much fun
Yeah.
out there, and they're like, you clearly love it, and we're not gonna stop you from this. So you're just
Mm.
gonna like, if you want to keep playing it, you can absolutely keep playing it.
That's
Which is like
awesome.
also like why I started so soon. Because originally they didn't want me to start until like my freshman year. They're like, you can just like finish basketball
Yeah.
finish stand-up basketball, and then go straight into wheelchair basketball.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna play this for another year.
Right.
So, like, they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, let's do it."
Cool.
So,
So you've been playing basketball ever since 8th grade.
yeah.
Talk to me about so what age did you get involved in tennis?
Um,
Wheelchair tennis.
what was it? I think it was, beginning of my sophomore year, over the
Yeah.
summer,
Yeah.
right?
It was 2 years ago?
2 years ago. I think it was
Yeah.
2 years ago, right?
Okay.
And, went to a camp,
Mhm.
um, like, in s or at, like, Five Seasons, wherever we practiced.
Yeah.
Um, and then, I kinda just caught on to it easily. It was, like, another
Mhm.
thing where it's, like, it doesn't seem that hard. No,
Yeah.
it was a lot harder. I mean, I'd never played tennis before.
Mhm.
I'd played pickleball before, actually.
Oh,
My grandma loves
okay.
playing pickleball, so,
Okay.
I played pickleball with my grandma a few times.
Cool.
And my brothers. My brother's super competitive, and, like, we're very close in age.
Yeah.
So, like, and we're all three of us just, like, love to compete.
Yeah.
So, like, that's also why I love playing sports, is just probably because of my brothers. Like, if I didn't have
Yeah.
brothers that were constantly competing around me,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be, like, nearly, like, as interested in basketball or
Right.
tennis or any sports for
Right.
that matter. But, like, I started playing tennis, and it was a new challenge, right?
Mhm.
But, I mean, I'm always up for a challenge, right? I feel like
Mhm.
that's how you grow, is if you challenge yourself.
Yeah.
So, I came in, and I just, like, I did love the sport. Like, I do love the sport, so I can't, like, even that first day, I was like, "This is fun. I wanna keep doing this."
Yeah.
And it's definitely been harder than basketball for me, and
Mm.
it's a harder sport than basketball, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And it also comes, like, when you're by yourself, you don't have a team around you,
Yeah.
and so that makes it more difficult, and then it's much more precise.
Yeah.
Um, the one thing that, like, holds me back from, like, loving tennis over basketball is the physicality. Like,
Oh, you like the contact.
I love the contact. I love being
Oh.
physical. I also love trash talking.
Well, next time I'm your doubles partner, I'll
Run
hit you
into
a
me.
few times.
As long as I can complain to a ref about you, we'll be all good.
Yeah,
Big
right.
complainer, not gonna lie, but, yeah, I also love trash talking, and you can't trash talk at
Oh,
tennis, so it's like, oh, because
yeah.
I'll, like, trash talk myself, and, like, back there, I'll be like, or I'll, like, trash talk the other opponent, but, like, I'll just, like, say it under my breath so they can't hear
Yeah.
it. So, um, but, like, I don't know, but other than that, I love tennis, and I
Yeah.
love being, like, how hard it is, and I love
Mhm.
how you have to be precise, because I feel
Mhm.
like in basketball, other than shooting, you can, like, you need to be precise,
Yeah.
but it's like everything flows. So, like, even
Mhm.
if you make a mistake, if you force it into being a good thing, then
Mhm.
it's like you're gonna still get, like, a good outcome.
Yeah.
But, like, in tennis, if you make one mistake, you're losing a point, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
losing. And so
Yeah.
it's like it really teaches me, like, just don't make mistakes at all.
Yeah.
Think about every action. It
Consistency is
can, like,
key.
consistency, like,
Yeah.
and basketball consistency is, like, you wanna be consistent in shooting, you wanna be consistent in your actions,
It's more
right? But
forgiving.
it's much more forgiving, and
Yeah.
so I do like that challenge of how it's not forgiving in
Uh,
tennis, and I feel like I've, like, almost become smarter because of it. I feel like, um, I don't know, like, I've always been very good in school, like, I'm a straight A student,
yeah.
still holding that 4.0 in junior year, so, love to hear that.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like, I think it's really taught me to, missing questions is really how much it really affects you.
Yeah.
And, like, making mistakes, it can, like, there's consequences to your actions, and that's what the true lesson I've learned from it is fully just, like, what your consequences are.
Yeah.
So, like, forcing yourself to really think about every action that you make,
Mhm.
and knowing that if you make the mistake, there's gonna be a consequence. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Do you have a tennis story? You've shared, I think, a few basketball stories.
yeah. Let's see. Oh, so I played in a tournament in Chicago, 2 summers ago,
Mhm.
right? So it was actually my first ever tournament,
Yep.
and I played, I think, C singles. So it was, like, the lowest class there was at the tournament.
Mhm.
First tournament, of course. I wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Um, but it was difficult. So I was playing against Elliot, right, who's been on the podcast, and I was playing in that group. I think there was another guy, or no, there's two other guys and this girl, and so, um, I think I lost to Elliot in
Mm.
the first game, the first singles match that I played, which
Mm.
is like, I kind of went to it. I was like, I know how Elliot plays. I play him twice a week. I know exactly what he does,
Yeah.
but he's way more consistent than me. And he's,
Yeah.
like, a way better at putting angles on me. It's like, and he's a great player, but it's like, I have the speed over him. I have the
Mhm.
agility. and I can also hit a ball harder than him. But he
Mhm.
knows where I'm going as well, and he knew much more about how to use my own game plan and like how I play against me than I knew how to use his gameplay
Yeah.
against him. So he
Mhm.
like came out, and I think it was like um 8 games, 1 set, right? I
Yeah.
think.
A game pro set.
Yeah. Um and I think he won 6-2,
Mhm.
something I think. So and it was more of a domination.
Yeah.
Um and I felt proud of those 2 wins, but they were close. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure I put them both to deuce. And I think
Mm.
I put a lot of games to deuce, but he came out
Yeah.
like and winning a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and then there was like one guy and one girl that were both not very good, and like that's what you get in the C division. Like they
Yeah.
like even though they had been playing longer, they just like because of their disabilities, they just weren't very good.
Mhm.
Like so, I think I dominated them, and then it came down to my last match against this one guy. Um, and I think I didn't have a chance to win.
Mhm.
No matter what, I think it was either between him and Elliot
Mm.
because I think he had beaten Elliot. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure, and so it was like I don't know. Because I had lost to Elliot, there was no chance for me to win, even if I won that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very like I don't know. I had trouble beating the people like that weren't very good. The 2 people that weren't very good. I had trouble
Yeah.
just like destroying them.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure I let them have like 1 game each.
Yep, you
Or,
did.
because I was just, like, so sad, and I was like,
Mhm.
it hurts my heart to watch them just get destroyed, and they were
Yeah.
so, like, nice about it too, and they're like, "That's a great serve," and I'll be like, "Please, please don't make me do it again." I was like, "I just want this game to be over with, but I don't want them like, they hadn't won anything all weekend, I can't just have them, like, keep on losing like this," so I think I gave them 1 game each.
Yeah.
Um, and so at that point, like, even if I beat this guy, I still wouldn't have like and it came down to like a 3-way tie, I had lost more games than them, and that's what mattered.
Yeah.
That's how they would determine who would win in that.
Yeah.
But I remember taking this guy, I think we were 4-4.
Uh-huh.
And so we went into what, like a ninth game or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know. I don't even remember how
You
it went.
were it was 8 to 8,
Eight
right?
to eight. Yeah.
Mhm.
8-8. And then I think I took him into like I think I because I won in that extra set, so I ended up beating him.
Yeah.
But because I had won in that extra set, I
Yeah.
had won Elliot the tournament. So
Yeah.
because he had 1 more loss than Elliot because of it, and I was oh my gosh, I was so happy. I was like, I know I didn't win. I got 3rd place, no matter
Yeah,
what, which
yeah,
I am not mad about for my first tournament. I mean, like I felt like I could have done better, but
yeah.
like at the same time, I was so happy to watch Elliot
Mhm.
win because I won. I was
Yeah.
like, this is what I did. This is
Yeah.
my I didn't win anything, but because of my actions, somebody else that like I wanted to win
Yeah.
just won because of it, and I was like, I was so happy
That's
about that.
awesome.
So
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting when there's like a round robin scenario. If everybody's tied with wins, they'll count the games that you basically lost.
mhm,
And so because you were being nice to these other people, which is great that you did. It's nice. You put yourself out of the running as a result. But in your first tournament, like who could have predicted that, right? Like
yeah.
but anyway, yeah, that's a good story. Any other basketball stories that you'd want to share? Oh, but by the way, I wanted to say you do fall a lot in basketball,
All the
but
time.
you've also fallen in tennis.
I have also fallen in tennis, and I think it's much worse when I fall in tennis
Yeah,
because the ground is not nearly as forgiving. Those courts, like, I mean, they're meant for traction.
right.
So falling on them, and it's like, I don't know, it's like a rubber, right?
Well,
So,
it's
or
I think
like a
cement
cement.
is more the
Yeah.
yeah.
It's much harder than than a basketball
It's
court,
not a
right? Than a
wooden
wood.
slicks court like a
Oh,
basketball court.
and
Yeah,
like you fall on that and you just immediately scrape. So like
yeah,
in the few times I fall, which I don't fall very often in tennis unless I'm like forced to go for a ball.
yeah,
I do go into a curtain a lot of times in like the backcourt, right? Or on the sides. I'll go
mm,
straight into a curtain because I'm
yeah,
going so fast and I don't
yeah,
have time. But that's also like when I fall is because I'll be going so fast trying to get a ball and I'll get the ball, but I'm right next to the curtain. So I have to try to immediately spin. And when
yeah,
you spin that fast, you just tip, right? And then you
yeah,
just go flying.
yeah,
And so you're either like flying across the ground, like scraping yourself, or you're flying across the ground, scraping yourself into a wall or a net,
yeah,
which can be even more painful.
yeah.
And then, but it's like, and it's also, there's no way to like fall in tennis or like
No.
in basketball, when you fall, if you like, I've learned how to really tuck
Yeah.
and like you kind of tuck and roll,
Yeah.
and then you're able to like land. If you land on your shoulder, right, you're like you impact or you absorb that impact. But it's like when you fall in tennis, there's no rolling,
Yeah.
like, and then you just go to scraping, and it's a much worse outcome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
try a lot harder not to fall in tennis than
Yeah.
basketball. I mean, I don't purposely fall in basketball,
Oh, right.
but there are times where it's like I know I'm gonna fall and I'm still gonna do it anyways.
Right,
So.
right. Yeah, of course. And yeah, in tennis, it's a very, very rare occasion that you'd fall.
Yeah.
But it still does happen, especially if there's like a really wide ball and there's that net or a bench or whatever
Mhm.
else. Like, I think Matthias actually, I think in Chicago, didn't he run into a bench?
I think you did run into a bench. I've run into a bench before. Those are
Yeah.
like the most scary things 'cause you don't know what you're gonna hit.
Yeah.
Because it's like at least when you're falling to the ground, there's nothing in the way. You know
Right.
you're going straight to the ground, but you're going into a bench.
Yeah.
Luckily, like if that's a metal bench, it's bad. If that's a wooden bench, it's bad. If it's plastic, it's not as bad. But it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
you never know what your outcome's gonna be. You could just hit something and
Yeah.
that easily injure yourself.
And
So,
a lot of those benches on the side are like concreted in, and
yeah,
so
they're not
like
they're
you
not
hit 'em,
moving.
they don't move.
They're not
Yeah,
moving.
yeah. Which sport? I think you answered this, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Which sport is more mentally exhausting for you?
Definitely tennis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just because it's like you're so isolated out in the court and there's no subbing yourself out. You have, in between each game you can get water, right? Or you can take a break for a second, but then you're going right back into it.
Yeah,
And if you don't like if you aren't able to turn yourself around quickly, if you're in a bad like if you're like digging yourself into a hole, if you're not able to get yourself out of that hole as quickly as possible,
yeah.
you're gonna sink yourself in, you're gonna be stuck. It's like quicksand. So
Mhm.
it's much more mentally tiring for me.
Yeah. What's one thing you get from basketball that you don't get from tennis, and vice versa?
Um, mm, I think again trash talking basketball, which
Yeah,
is like, oh, I love trash talking. I just think it's so fun, and
yeah.
I really only trash talk people that I know I can trash talk because they'll trash talk back,
Yeah.
and so I play against like certain people I play against, at almost every tournament, and so like the guys from RHI or from Indy, right? That some of them also play on our adult team
Uh-huh.
because they don't have an adult team in Indy, so they'll come play for us. And so I'm good friends with some of them.
Yeah.
Like I played them this weekend, and me and this one guy were going back and forth the whole time in like the 2 games.
Yeah.
And it was very funny. Like he literally came up to me after the game and he's like, "Bro, it's all love. It's all love."
Yeah.
We were talking in the court. It's all love. It's
Yeah,
okay. Like
yeah.
he was like, "Bro," I was like, "I said something and I felt bad about it," and I was like, "I don't even know what you said because to be honest, I didn't listen. I
Yeah.
did trash talk you back." And he was like neither of us are paying attention to each other, like because we're so wrapped in the game. But so like I'll hear him talking to me, but it's like I'm so locked in on the game that I don't even hear it.
Yeah,
But then I'll
yeah.
trash talk to him, and he'll be like the same way. He'll be like, "What did you say?" Like,
Yeah.
like he'll talk to me and like I'll like at a stoppage in the game, or if somebody's at the free throw line and we're next to each other, and he's like, "What did you say when I was driving in?" I was like, to be honest, I don't even remember. I said something. And it was like, I don't know. It'll be super obnoxious and it'll be
Yeah.
hilarious for
Yeah.
both of us. But
Yeah.
it's like you don't get that in tennis because you just like you don't really get the chance to like talk to your opponents.
Right.
And like there's no like
You can't talk to them
Yeah.
when they're hitting the ball.
When they're
Like
hitting the
that's
ball.
that's
He
like
was
illegal in
during
tennis.
during like this past weekend, he literally was like whispering in my ear while I was shooting. Like I think I got past him, but I was like stopped and I
Yeah.
was about to shoot it and he was behind me. And
Yeah.
he was like whispering things in my ear. And I was like,
Weird.
"What are you doing?" And I think I missed the shot and I was like, "Bro, are you kidding me?" I was like, I think I blamed him for the shot and he was like, "That was the point." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
dang it." But like
So when I was playing junior ball, there was a guy I was shooting a foul shot, and there was a guy that as I was about to shoot, he would just yell "boogly boogly," and it's like it's one thing if someone yells like "miss" or "ha" or like
yeah.
whatever,
I
but
mean,
like
it's
saying "boogly boogly boo" is just like that. Like was like what the heck, and I couldn't
it
help
throws
but
you off.
listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to tell people their shoes are untied at the free throw line because a lot of times I'll be like farther, like I'll be on like the baseline or whatever, so I'll be farther down, so they can't really talk to them, and like if I say something, the refs will be like, "Don't talk to them during their free throw." Like,
Yeah.
but like if I'm up right next to them,
Yeah.
I'm saying something, and it's either your shoes are untied or your socks are untied. That's mostly what comes out of my mouth because it's like it throws them off because they'll either like most people know, like,
Yeah.
hear your shoes are untied, that it's a joke,
Yeah.
right? Especially, like, during the game. So, like, if they can, like, ignore it, well, a lot of times they will. So, but it's just subtle enough that it's like, if you're not really thinking about it,
Yeah.
like, not thinking about how it could be a joke, you're gonna,
Mhm.
like, it's gonna distract you, and so it
Yeah.
works a lot of the time, so
Yeah.
I love doing that.
Do you know? I don't know if he still plays basketball. I think he was in Kentucky. His name's Charlie. He's a really big guy, really tall.
I don't think I know.
Okay. Well, anyway, when I was a junior, because he was so tall, you couldn't defend him, and so I was assigned to backpick him, so keep him in the backcourt, and I would do that, and he wouldn't be able to get around me. He was too big, and I was your size back in high school, so
Mhm.
I was pretty quick, and like he he got so frustrated with me. He goes, "Bro, if you keep doing that," and he had a temper too, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Bro, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna just knock you out." And I was like, I was actually like, I kind of like it wasn't a trash talk. It was
Yeah, it's
like
like
I
it's like a
being
threat.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was like, bro, this is a game.
Yeah.
We're trying to take you out.
This
So
is the whole
like,
point.
this is what's gonna keep happening. And yeah, he just get progressively worse and worse. He didn't touch me, thankfully, but I definitely was like half expecting him to do that. So
Yeah.
um,
I mean, you just gotta know, like, a lot of times I've tried to trash talk to people, and
yeah,
then I've realized that you can't trash talk certain people. It's like,
yeah.
I
Hey,
don't
pull
know.
pull that mic a little closer to you.
I got you. So I think it was in Charlotte a
Mhm.
couple, or I think like a month ago, right? And we were playing, I think like a team from Dallas, and this one kid who was like, I think he's a senior, right? And he's like older, right? You know, he looks like he'd be able to take it. He's a bigger person. He looks like the type of person I trash talk to, because I don't go to like trash talk to like smaller kids that like
Right.
can't defend themselves,
Right,
or
right, right.
like even if they're older, but it's like
Someone
a lot,
formidable is who you
yeah.
trash talk.
Yeah, so, like, especially, like, amputees, normally a lot of amputees, like, they know how to take it. So and I'm pretty sure he was an amputee, but I tried trash talking to him, and he got, like, really mad, and I'm, like, sitting in we're, like they're trying to, like we're trying to break their press, and he's just, like I'm sitting in the back of our, press break, like, waiting for the ball to get inbounded,
Yeah.
and he's like starts talking to me, and he's like, "Bro, you cannot do that." And he's like, stop talking to me, or
Oh,
else I'll beat you up." And I was like, "What are you doing?"
whoa.
I was like, "Bro, I was just joking.
Yeah.
It's all love. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really just a game. I'm just
Yeah.
this like the whole point is to make you mad, but it's
Yeah.
like I'm not trying to take it that far."
Right,
And
right.
he was like, I don't know, he got super angry, and I was like, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with one of the people on their team, and he's like, "Yeah, that kid is he's something else.
Sensitive.
You just have to know know when you're talking, right?"
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"Yeah." So, I mean, certain times you can talk, certain times you can't. So,
Yeah, interesting. Um, what what part of your game still frustrates you the most? Tennis or basketball?
um, I'll go both. So, basketball, specifically shooting,
Mm,
um, because I'm like overall, I'm a great player. At least I
mhm.
think I think I'm a great player, and I've been told
Yeah,
by many that I'm a great player. So I know that like even when I'm shooting bad, like I'm still like playing
you're
well.
better than
Like I'm still shooting better than a lot of people,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it like I'm always trying to be as perfect as possible. I'm very much a perfectionist, and so like when I'm shooting bad, that really gets me down, and that like
Uh,
makes me mad, and like
yeah,
I don't even know. So when I'm like having trouble shooting during certain games, like I have to really focus in on trying to get like layups
yeah.
or like reestablish some confidence
Uh-huh.
or get like easier shots. Because a lot of times I'll miss like a lot of 3 pointers, and
Mhm.
like even this past weekend I missed a lot of 3 pointers, and there was a game where it's like I just could not hit anything,
Yeah.
and so it was like again like seeing at halftime, seeing those shots go and really gain confidence. And then like you go into that second half, just like trying to shoot as much as possible. Like I'm not taking bad shots, but like when you get the chance to take an open shot and
Yeah.
just taking that shot, even if
Yeah.
you don't think you're gonna shoot it very well,
Mhm.
um, um, like just trying to take it anyways.
Yeah.
Like um, like a lot of times I just won't even think about my shooting, or I try not to
Mhm.
think about it as much as possible,
Mhm.
especially when it's not falling. It's like if you don't think about it, then why are you worried? So
Yeah, yeah.
like that's really the most like, and a lot of times I'm not shooting well, but it's like every other part of my game is like like you can readjust during the play. Like if you make a mistake playing defense, you can readjust, fix yourself, and continue playing defense.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter very much. Like
Yeah.
you might slip up and they might get like a layup or whatever, or they might get like a steal and get like end up with a good shot. But it's like like you still have a chance for them to miss it. But it's like when you go and take a shot and you miss, there's no like you might get the rebound,
Right.
but that's much harder. And the to like find another shot in that same play and like find a good like like a bounce back from that. So it's like most of the times if you miss, you're straight back on defense. It's because it's a lot harder to get into the paint to get an offensive rebound during or like in wheelchair basketball than compared to like stand-up basketball.
Right.
Because they'll just like completely block you out of the paint legally. So
yeah, you can't. It's really hard to get in the paint in wheelchair basketball.
Yeah,
because the chair.
Yeah, because they like you can just sit in front of somebody and stop them from moving completely, and it's not that's a legal move. So.
Yeah.
And then tennis, I think the thing that frustrates me the most in tennis is definitely my serve. Right? It's we're like missing serve, kind of like same as missing shots. Like if you miss a serve, like obviously you get like a second shot, right? A second serve.
Yeah.
But it's like if you miss that too, you lose the point. There's no way of coming back from that. Like, if you hit, even if like you hit a bad shot, but it still goes in, you get another chance because they're gonna like they're still gonna hit the ball back. But you still most likely, unless they hit like a great shot that's a winner, you're most likely gonna get another chance to hit a good shot and try to keep winning that like battle.
Yeah.
But like if you miss your serves, there's no like bounce back from that.
Proud coach moment right there, by the way, is I think that's one of those things that I think I try to drill into everybody is like don't double fault, like get your serve in because it's the one thing that you can control on the court is getting your serve in. You have all the variables to be able to do that. So yeah, that's I think that probably frustrates me the most when I double fault. So
yeah,
I agree. How do you reset after a bad point or play?
Trying to think. So a lot of times I kind of like try to either like fake a smile because when you're smiling, you're gonna be more in like a happy mood, right? So if you like fake it till you make it, right? That's more what I do in basketball. And I also like we talked about this thing in like with the high school's basketball team, whatever. We had a speaker come in that talked about like telling yourself that you're meant to be in that position, right? You're put in that position for a reason. This is where you're meant to be. So like you're meant to make this shot. You got that. Like you like try to have as much confidence as possible. Like even when you're down, you'll be like I'll talk to myself and be like, this is where I'm meant to be. Like I'm at like a lot of times it'll be like at the free throw line. If I'm having a bad game, right? Like and I'm like not feeling good about my shot or anything, right? But I get to the free throw line, I'm like, okay, let's settle down, right? Let's calm down. This is like take big deep breaths. That's what I like to do the most is take big deep breaths.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that too.
Really calm your heart rate and then like tell yourself like this is where I'm meant to be. I meant like I got this. I at the free throw line for a reason because they had to foul me in order to because they didn't want me shooting the ball, so they had to foul me. So I'm like this is where I'm meant to be. They want like I want to be taking the shot.
Yeah.
This is the like I'm gonna make it go in, right?
Yeah.
I shoot it as like the best I can. Anyways. And then like in tennis, a lot of times like I won't be able to calm myself down during a play, which normally is like you're not thinking during a play. I only like I'm never mad during the play. It's it's only before or after because that's when you have time to think about it and process it.
Yeah.
But then like going into a serve, if you double fault it, it's really breathing through it, right? Calming down, calming your breath, calming your heart rate, right?
Yeah.
And then like really thinking again to yourself, it's like I'm gonna make this start like just positive self-talk and like saying I got this, I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to hit the serve in. It's gonna be a great serve, right? That's how I just like you almost force yourself to be happy and positive with yourself, and that's what gets me through it.
I like that. How do you I'm curious what your answer is here. Do you learn more from winning or losing?
Losing. So we actually had this conversation this past weekend with like Jake. Jake was saying, so in Charlotte a few weekends ago, we beat this RHI team from Indy. We beat them by like 11 or something like that. And we really ran them out of the gym and it was a good win. So we've played this team like last year. We probably played them 8 times, and we did not win a single time. Like,
Wow.
we haven't beat them in years.
Oh.
So, beating them for the first time in years was, like, a great accomplishment, but we, like,
Mhm.
ran them out of the gym. So,
Mhm.
it was a good feeling to win, but we didn't learn very much from the game. Like, other than the fact that we learned that we have the team to beat them,
Mhm.
which is, like, great, right? But it's like, you're not learning how to play better if you're beating somebody,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know how you can beat them, you know you can play at that level, but if you
Mhm.
wanna play at the next level, you have to play a team that you're gonna lose to,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, we lost to this team so many times, but because we kept losing, we kept learning how to beat them.
Yeah.
So and then we finally get over the hump and we're able to beat them. And
Mhm.
so, like, when you lose, I mean, again, like I said earlier, you lose, you learn, right?
Mhm.
So I think losing is much more, like, enables much more progress from me
Mhm.
specifically, at least, me personally. And, like, even with our team, I think you learn so much more from losing than you do from winning. So,
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why in practice I made the decision to not hold back from time to time.
mhm,
So, like, sometimes I will hold back on my serve, but
yeah,
I think it's good for everybody to see that pace and to learn how when they do get up against someone like that to
yeah.
be able to handle themselves. So, yeah, that's awesome. Um, okay. Anything else on wheelchair sports?
Um, I don't think so. I think it's
I
all.
I do have one other thing. So you mentioned going from able-bodied to wheelchair. What does wheelchair sports mean to you?
At this point, it means everything. So, like, I don't play any more able-bodied sports anymore. So, like, other than being the team manager for our basketball team, I'm not really involved. But, like, at this point, it's become like a lifestyle. Like, I
Yeah.
love playing both basketball and tennis. Like, that's one of the things I look forward to most every single week. Like,
Mhm.
I'll be sitting in class in the back of pre-calc thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is boring. I can't wait to play basketball later."
Mhm.
Right? Because especially like Tuesday nights, like Mondays and Tuesdays are never fun at school. I mean, they're never like bad, but it's like, it's a Monday and a Tuesday, right? So that, like, everybody knows those are not fun days, right?
Yeah.
So, um, like, knowing that I get to, after school, go and play
Mhm.
basketball for hours, and, like, I
Mhm.
love playing sports. I'm super competitive, so
Yeah.
being able to compete is a big thing for me.
Mhm.
So, like, just, like, getting that energy out as well, and, like, um, being super physical, like, and then also playing as hard as possible because I love playing as hard as possible. And I love being better than people,
Mhm.
which is, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just, like, it brings so much joy to me when I get to prove that I'm better than somebody,
Yeah.
which is, like, that's probably not a good thing, but, like, at the same time, it's like, I've fought hard to be here, so
Yeah.
I'm glad that I can prove to myself, and it gives me confidence too.
For sure.
So, like, I'll play good players, right? I'll play, like, Kerwin, whoever, or somebody that played in college, and he's like Kerwin, who just graduated from college, and he's playing back with us, and
Yeah.
I get to have a good, like, matchup with him on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a Tuesday night practice. None of this
Uh-huh.
matters.
Yeah.
But it matters to me because
Right.
I get to play as hard as possible,
Right.
and I get to prove to myself that even if I'm playing some of the, like, better players than me, I get to either play better than them or
Mhm.
outplay what I thought I could play originally and, like,
Yeah.
go crazy,
Yeah.
or I get to learn how to play better and so I can improve on myself. And so it's like playing sports overall, it just, like, it keeps me so happy all the
Mhm.
time. It's like, even, like, when I'm feeling down or whatever, like, something that if I fail a test or whatever, which,
Mhm.
rarely happens, but it's like, especially because I'm, like, so used to doing so well, is that when I fail at something that, like, I don't like failing. And
Mhm.
so, like, thinking about how, um, I get to just, like, step away
Yeah.
from that, like, failure and
Mhm.
go play a sport, like, it kinda just takes everything off my mind,
Yeah,
and so I'm
yeah.
not thinking about anything when I'm playing except for just playing, and
Mhm.
that's what, like, keeps me super happy.
I love that. Okay, we're gonna get into a new segment
Okay.
that I created just for you. You are, I am rather more than double your age.
Yeah.
When first of all, like for me, I don't really feel like I can compute that. That I'm like I've lived more than two of your lives. Like that's weird to me.
That is weird.
How do you like how do you process that?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever thought about anything like that. I don't like other than, like, I think about, like, my grandparents, it's like
Right.
they've been living for so long, and, like, I learn a lot from them, and I learn a lot from my parents because they have so much, like, more wisdom than I do.
Right,
But
right.
it's like, there are certain times when it's like, um, I've learned enough about a topic that I feel like I can argue that topic, I know enough about the topic that I'm at, like, the same level as somebody that's much older than me.
Yeah.
And that's also, like, a good feeling to have.
Yeah.
But, like, it's I feel like you can be so much older than somebody or so much younger than somebody, but you can,
Mhm.
like, almost, like, mentally be that same age. So
Mm.
it's like,
What are you trying to say, Hendo?
I'm not trying to say you're like a teenager
I'm
or
kidding, I'm kidding.
that I'm very old, but, you
I know,
know.
I know. I'm just messing with you. So, okay, so this is ChatGPT helped me name this. It's called Generation Check. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to say a term from when I was your age,
Mhm.
and I want you to define it for me.
Oh gosh. I think my mom's done things like this with me before, and I think at the end of it, I called her old at least 50 times. So for
um,
your own for your like, good luck to you for this because,
I I
let's see
I
what
I
happens.
acknowledge that I am old. So okay, so dial-up internet.
Um, I'm trying to think about this. Dial-up internet?
Yep.
Is that like the thing where it's like it makes like the noise in the computer? Like you have to like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
the oh, what's the noise?
It's like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've heard stories about this.
what what is like what is it though?
It's like um I don't really know.
Take a guess. What do you think
Like
it is?
you
Dial-up internet.
you open your computer and like you have to like turn on the internet, I guess, and like because it like you don't automatically get internet
Yeah.
like we do. Like if I
Uh-huh.
turn my phone on, it's automatically connected, but it's like you
Mhm.
have to like connect it by yourself, right? And it doesn't like automatically or like it immediately go to connect, and so like
Dial-up internet hooked up into your phone line, your home phone line, and so it would go doo 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 doo, and that's how it would connect.
I gotcha.
And so it took, I mean, obviously it was so much slower. So you had to, in order to connect to the internet, like you couldn't use a phone because it was tapped into your phone line at the time.
Yeah,
So, okay, what's a burn CD? I feel like you know this one.
like so you can burn songs from playlists onto a CD,
Yeah,
and then like put it into a CD player and place. I don't know very much about it, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's like a blank CD that
yeah,
you can put like
put songs onto.
25 songs on, and you can also burn movies and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's say. I mean, I grew up with a CD player, but like, we watched lots of movies on CD players, so
Mhm. What
or
is
DVDs.
Blockbuster?
Okay, I do know what Blockbuster is, right?
Okay.
I'm not.
What is it?
So it's. I'm gonna like make this feel as young as possible. So it's like a in person Netflix. Basically, you go and you
Mhm.
rent out movies
Yep.
or buy movies. Could you buy movies?
Yeah, you
Okay,
could.
as what I
Yeah.
thought, but like you would go and like they'd have like categories and selections of like
But Blockbuster was mostly a rental.
yeah. So that's
Like
what I thought.
I don't even remember. I think you could probably buy used DVDs
Yeah,
and VHSs and all that, but
yeah. Let's say
um yeah, what's and I'm gonna use the acronym here. What's AIM?
I don't know.
Uh Also called AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh, so it's like email before email. I don't know, right?
It
Kind
it
of like
it was like Messenger for Facebook.
oh, I got you.
So you essentially had a bunch of friends on it, and you could communicate like message with them. It was
I
one of
got
the
you.
first messaging apps, so to speak,
I got you.
before apps were even a
Like
thing.
yeah, thing. Okay, going back to the CDs. So back to Blockbuster. Like
Yeah.
I do know about red boxes too.
Oh,
So
okay,
there you go.
okay.
See, clearly I'm not that young,
Yeah.
right?
Uh,
Because I remember like we've rented movies out of red boxes before
yeah,
to
yeah,
play. So
yeah. Yeah, Redbox came quite a bit after. What is when someone says that's a blockbuster? What does that mean?
it's kind of like a hit, right?
Yeah,
Like a hit movie.
yeah. What's a Walkman?
Oh, that's the like the kind of like an iPod, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like you have the headphones you can plug into it, and you can have like albums on it, right? And you can listen to it with like headphones in, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
walk.
yeah.
It's like super small, like
What were Walkmans? What did you put in Walkmans?
CDs, didn't you?
CDs or cassettes?
Or cassettes. I
Mhm.
got you.
What does "Be Kind, Rewind" mean?
I don't know. Never heard that one. I've never heard that one before,
Oh,
actually.
really?
No,
That
nobody's ever told me that.
I believe this was Blockbuster's slogan.
Oh,
So when you return a VHS,
I got you.
it would
Like,
say "Be Kind, Rewind."
yeah, it's that way. It's already rewinded, so that when
Y-
the next person goes to get it, they don't have to rewind it
They
back to the
don't have to
start.
take the time to rewind it. So you're supposed to be kind and then rewind the VHS after you watch it
I got you.
and
I got
return
you.
it. So this is one that I don't think you're gonna get. Uh, what is T9 texting?
I got no clue. Isn't the T9 a calculator? Like, yeah, or no, what's that? What's like the
T80
T80
T83 or something
whatever
like that.
T something?
Okay, so
Texas.
texting, let me just show you. So on your phone, under 2, you had ABC,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so in the old phones, there were there were not, it wasn't a touch screen, it was
yeah,
these actual numbers on your phone.
yeah.
So if I wanted to text
Oh, but
you,
like, cause you had to hit it twice for
mhm,
yeah,
so you'd hit 2 for B, or you'd hit 2 twice
for
for
B.
B,
Yeah,
or 3 times for C.
B. Yeah,
And it got smarter to where you could type in like just one number and it would
mhm.
kind of guess at what the word was,
I gotcha.
and then it would move on. So people got really good. Like it was crazy fast with like how many times people would push the numbers to actually text.
Yeah.
So that is T9 texting. Okay. Oh shoot, I lost my spot. Okay, your turn. So I have, and we can do this any way you want.
Okay.
I have a list of your generation words, and
Okay.
I'm gonna use them in a
Oh
sentence.
gosh, this is gonna be embarrassing for both of us, isn't it? Yeah, I probably will be. Okay,
I think it will be.
let's do it.
Okay. The first one is Riz. It stands it stands for charisma, from what I've gathered,
It does.
and
It does.
it's it's from what I've gathered, it's not appropriate to say I used my Riz on my sister or something like that, right? That's not appropriate.
No, no,
I can't have charisma around family. I can't
no.
have Riz.
It's like
It's like hitting
it's
up
like
a girl,
it's like
hitting on a
hitting, like
girl,
it's like
right?
flirting is what it's flirting
So
is what
so I
it is.
rizzed up that girl is the appropriate.
Technically, yes, that is, I guess, correct.
Okay,
Oh my
okay.
gosh,
The next one is, I'm just gonna use it in a sentence. Well, how do I use this in a sentence? I can't. It's bet.
like bet.
Yeah, like
Okay,
all right, bet, which
all
means
right,
like
bet.
okay,
Okay, yeah. It's like
essentially.
let's do it.
Mhm.
Let's do it. That's
So
really
if
all it means.
someone's like, hey, let's go to the store, you'd say, all right, bet.
Yeah. It's like
Do
would you be like I'm down? Like
Yeah,
it's like the same thing.
I'm
It's like
down.
I'm yeah, bet. It's the same
Which
thing.
is also weird to think about. Like I'm down.
I mean,
why?
I don't know. I'm
Why?
down. I'm up. Well, it's
Yeah,
like I'm up to doing it, but it's
I'm
like the
up for it.
opposite. It's like the slang for like I'm
Yeah,
up to doing it, I
yeah,
guess. So
yeah.
bet. Let's do it.
By the way, if any of these are outdated and you guys don't use them anymore, I do want to know that as well.
I think I do use bet. I don't say Riz a lot. It's more of like a joking manner kind of
Okay.
thing. Like I wouldn't seriously go into a conversation and be like, use that word ever. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The next one, and I don't know if this is inappropriate or not, so you'll have to tell me. Is gat? Gat? It's
I guess semi inappropriate. Like, what do you think it means? What do you?
I thought you could say like gat dang or something like that, or like it's like God instead of gat.
No,
I have no idea what gat
it's
is.
like a butt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay. I saw the word. I'm like, I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but ChatGPT wouldn't give me something inappropriate.
No.
Um,
Well, I yeah. I don't know. I don't think I would say that ever.
okay.
So
Uh,
outdated, I guess.
NPC, non-player character.
Yeah.
That's just a gaming term.
Yeah.
So
Just it's self-explanatory. It's like somebody. It's like
yeah,
not important. I guess you just like they're
yeah.
just like an NPC, or it's more of like
Oh, you use that outside of gaming.
yeah.
Oh,
Like it's
interesting.
more outdated. It doesn't. It used to be used a lot. So it'd be like somebody that like whose actions are like super like almost like in a video game. It's an NPC.
Yeah,
Is like a bot,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So their actions are kind of just like super generative.
yeah.
So, but it's like if somebody is like super like basic and generative,
Mhm.
they're kind of like known as an NPC, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
So someone like that's just going through the motions
yeah,
and like
exactly.
yeah. Okay. This one I don't know either. It's giving.
Um, I don't. I I know what it means, and I've heard people say it, but it's like it's such like a girly pop kind of thing.
Oh.
It's like I don't even know how to like use that or like how to explain it. It's giving.
It's like 6'7". Nobody knows really what it is. And
Like that's also outdated. That's more of like I don't even know. A few years ago,
okay.
it's giving, and it was kind of like if you feel some way about something, you'd be like, "It's giving," and then like the way you feel, or it's like it's giving, or like I don't even know. It'd be like
Okay.
if you won the lottery, and you were the type of person to say that, you'd be like, "It's giving lucky."
Okay.
Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever said that.
Interesting. Cooked? Is
That's
that just
also
tired?
no. It means like you cooked somebody.
Oh, you beat them.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
them.
Okay. I've used that before. Mid is just like
It's just mid.
mid.
I don't know. It's just mid.
It's middle.
It's middle.
It's not good, not bad.
Not
It's
good.
just
Not bad.
mid.
It's mid. It's
Um,
all right.
sus is like suspicious, right?
Yeah, but that's very outdated.
Oh, is it?
Nobody says that anymore.
Interesting. Okay. Which do you have any other ones? That's my list.
No.
6'7" is
No.
the most up the one that everybody uses.
Yeah, sure. I guess. I guess it's 6'7" is more like younger kids because the younger kids are the ones that
Oh.
think it's funny.
Oh, okay.
And so like my mom's a teacher and
Mhm.
of fourth graders. And the
Yeah.
fourth graders think it's super funny.
Uh,
Because they like do the whole motion and everything.
mm.
So
Can you do the motion for us?
do I have to?
No.
Okay. We're just gonna move on. um
All right, fine. Yeah. Okay. Any other words?
I'm trying to think. Um, I feel like I don't use that much slang when I talk. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Maybe just like bro a lot.
yeah. Which one of those you think you wish never existed?
Sus or yacht. Those are bad.
Okay.
Those are bad.
Okay. All right. Um. So let's talk. How long do you think we've been going for? I always like to ask this mid podcast.
Max an hour.
We've been going an hour and 42 minutes.
Holy
I know. I
that's
know.
crazy.
I know. Everybody says that. It's like after an hour and 42 minutes, they're like, just an hour. Yeah. It does not. You see the
Yeah.
timer down
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Talk to me about. So I lived in a generation where we had dial-up internet, which crawled.
Yeah.
You could only access the internet unless you were like super rich.
Yeah.
And you accessed it on a BlackBerry, but
gotcha.
you'd only access the internet on a computer,
Mhm.
and it was really slow. And now you're growing up in a world with internet on your phone all the time. You have got AI, ChatGPT. Talk to me about like how you think that affects you in a positive and a negative way.
Yeah. So first of all, AI. So I like rarely use AI.
Oh,
And I know a lot of people that like use it or whatever, like it does help. with certain things. And I know like my teachers have talked about like they use it for certain things, but a lot of times AI in schooling specifically is used for cheating.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and I'm not like one to cheat.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I very rarely use it, but
Mm.
like I do find it like useful specifically for like writing essays. If I have to find sources, I'll
Yeah.
go on, ask ChatGPT, be like, I need a source that resembles this, this, and this, and then it'll find it for me, and then I'll go like back source it and make sure like ChatGPT is correct, because a lot of
Yeah.
times it isn't. So
It's wrong.
a lot of times it mixes sources together,
Yeah.
like especially if you're asking for something very specific,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll mix sentences together, and it's like, well, it would be a great quote, but I can't use it because it's not a real quote.
Oh, interesting.
I almost wish I could just be like, Chat GPT said this.
Yeah.
It'd be like I'm writing an essay about like inspirational like quotes or something like that, and be like, Chat GPT was very inspirational for me.
Yeah.
But no, so I'm not one to use AI that much, because I just like, I'd rather either find it out on my own and actually like learn something from it, or not do it at all. I don't know, like,
Do
or just.
do they are they teaching AI in school at all?
I think there are certain courses, and certain teachers will be like, kind of like teach you the basics on how to use it, because a lot of
Yeah.
teachers are like, know that kids are cheating you with it, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, we might as well make it so you have to use it,
Yeah.
so you're not cheating, but it's
Mhm.
like a necessary part of the course, and it is very like important, because you could tell it's the future is in AI,
Yeah.
and so like learning how to use it fully is going to be very important for a lot of
Right.
people in going into careers.
Right.
So especially as it like takes over certain careers, so that is very big.
I'm surprised they're not like implementing that more into your classes.
Mm-mm.
It's interesting.
The thing is, a lot of like older teachers, especially in like high school, I have a lot
They
of
don't
older
know how to
teachers,
use it.
and they either don't like using it, or they haven't fully figured it out either.
Yeah.
And so like I'm sure younger teachers that are like very new to teaching, and they use AI in their own schooling, are like trying to implement it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot more. I think I've heard about courses in like colleges that are trying to like implement it, or like because it's just like once you get to that college level, especially in certain careers, in certain career field, they're like, you're gonna need to know how to use this. So they're
Right.
like creating courses on how to use it.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I heard somebody say once like, "Hey, if you don't learn how to use AI, you're gonna get left behind."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I would think in schools everybody would like before like teachers would have to be trained on it and teach it out and
Yeah.
integrate it into almost every class in some way or another. But
I'm sure in the next few years they'll get to that point. I'm
yeah,
sure it's really close.
as it gets
But
more and more accurate too, because
yeah.
like sometimes like
I mean, ChatGPT is very inaccurate, so it's like a lot of AIs like that are big name, big
yeah,
dollar companies. They're still inaccurate. So it's like,
yeah,
as they grow and progress as companies, and they grow as they like computer software grows and progresses, I'm sure it'll become much more vital
yeah,
for learning.
yeah, 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 for sure. Okay, let's get into our disability segment. So the first one that I have for you is people see your leg and immediately have questions. Would you agree with that statement, first of all?
Absolutely.
I mean, I sure did.
I sure did.
I was very curious about it because I'd never seen a rotationplasty before.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing people get wrong about how you move around and how it actually works?
I think the most like specifically with moving is what they get wrong, because they'll like, a lot of people will see it and they'll be like, there's no way this kid can just go walk. There's
Yeah.
no way he can go up and down stairs.
Mm,
Like, especially a lot of teachers, it's almost, they'll like assume that I
yeah.
can't do certain
I
things,
hate
and
that.
especially like older teachers,
Yeah.
because it feels like they're not as used to this kind of thing,
Right.
right? Like I've had teachers that are like, because I'm allowed in my 504 plan to leave class early and like come late if I have to use the elevator,
Oh,
right, to
yeah.
get to certain classes.
Mhm.
But some teachers are like, no, you have to leave early because they think I need it. But a lot
Oh,
of times, like, my class is, you know, 3 classrooms down,
right.
and I don't have to go to my locker,
Right.
so I'm just gonna walk there in the 5 minutes that they give us.
Right.
And I don't need anything special, but they're like,
Yeah.
there are certain teachers that are like, you need to leave, and I'll be like, but I'm missing part of your lesson. I'm missing the last 3 minutes of your lesson.
Right.
So why am I leaving? Like I feel like
Right.
you're leaving me behind almost.
Right.
You're not giving me the same opportunity as everybody else, and I want the
Right.
same opportunity. And like certain things I want a different opportunity. Like
Mhm.
certain times I need to leave early, and it's like, you got to give me a different chance than everybody else. But there are certain things that's like, I want to be, like, I don't have any mental disability, so
Yeah.
why are you making it so I like am not learning as much as other kids? So
Right, right.
it's a big thing.
And when you say, "No, I'm good," they'll forcefully say, "No, leave,"
Um, I mean, they
sometimes?
can't. Sometimes they're like, I think they'll like talk to me. They'll be like, I think it's be best for you, and I'll be like, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Like, I
no.
think I would know what's best for me, especially at
Yeah,
this point.
yeah.
But like, I don't think they've ever like fully forced me to leave.
Mhm.
But it's like they kind of make it an uncomfortable situation when they're telling you in front of a class of 20 kids.
Yeah,
And like it's become easier once everybody's like I'm friends with a lot of people because I'm very outgoing. So like I talk to a lot of people and everybody knows like
yeah.
me. But like my freshman year, I was at a new school, and so I remember I had a history class, and the teacher he was like, because I told him on the first day, or he had read my 5 at 4 plan or whatever. He was like, if you ever need to leave, that's fine. And one day I had left early and I was on
Mhm.
crutches, right? Because I wasn't on my, so I was on crutches. And then the
Mhm.
next day I was on crutches again, but I didn't need to leave early the next day because I
Mhm.
didn't have to go to my locker. And like
Yeah.
the first day I did, and he was like, I think you need to leave. He asked me, he was like, do you need to leave early? And I was like, no, I'm good. And he was like, I think it would be better for you if you leave early. And I was
Okay.
like, and this was like not very long into school, and I
Yeah.
was not friends with basically anybody yet, and so
Mhm.
it was like scary almost. It was very embarrassing. So
Yeah, yeah. What do you think is what do you think the proper way of handling something like that is?
um, I think just like in the moment, you kind of just have to agree with them,
Mm,
and then like later you come back to it right with another adult, right? You come or like if you're an adult, you come back to it and be like show them why you disagree, prove to them
yeah,
why you didn't need to like if I did not need to leave.
yeah,
Like that point I'm gonna either tell my mom, right? And she'll either handle it
yeah.
or y'all tell like another teacher, like the principal or something like that, and they'll be like, I can have a conversation with them.
Mhm.
And like a lot of times if they are more likely to understand, then they can either have that conversation with the teacher
Yeah.
or I'll go back in with the teacher and be like, I did not need to leave. You kind of
Mhm.
embarrassed me and that's not
Mhm.
okay. So
Yeah. What about the teacher, for the teacher themselves? How what's the proper way for them to handle it?
I think like especially if you're a high schooler, if you're dealing with a high schooler, they probably know what they need, right?
Yeah.
They're probably old
Yeah.
enough and more like responsible enough to know
Mm,
what's best for them.
yeah.
So allowing them to do what they need instead of
Yeah.
forcing them to do something
Yeah.
is like much better for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with that. And like, it's interesting. I've had people who try to cater to my wheelchair
mhm.
and do certain things, and it's like, yeah, but like I don't like that because of this other reason that I have
Yeah.
with I don't know whatever. And so like they try to put the wheelchair at the highest priority for help, and it's like, no, I have this other need
Yeah.
that trumps that, and so I want you to ignore this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but okay, so the next one, this is where I think we might have a disagreement. I think able-bodied people should be able to play wheelchair sports.
Oh, that is definitely interesting. So I have played many people, or many ABs,
Mm,
or able-bodied people, right? We call them ABs in the sports
mhm.
world. Um,
Able-bodied ABs, yeah.
ABs. So I've played like numerous amounts of people that are ABs, and I think it's great for growing the sport
Yeah.
because a lot of most people don't have no clue about wheelchair sports, right? And so it's
Mhm.
great for learning about the sport.
Yeah.
And like I know Jake in like school aid, they go and do like presentations at schools and they get
Yeah.
people into wheelchairs and they play sports. But
Mhm.
I think it's like it depends what level you're playing at. Because if
Yeah.
you're playing at the competitive level and you're playing somebody that's like, are like say I played wheelchair basketball last year in a tournament in an adult tournament, and we played. I don't know. I think it was like Wassa from Chicago.
Mhm.
And they had, and it was like a scrimmage game,
Mhm.
but they had this dude playing who was like college level. He played somewhere in college for basketball. He was like 6'8", but they had him in a wheelchair. But the problem was that he was like so dominant in a wheelchair that like he was basically the best player on the court, even
Yeah.
though he was in a wheelchair,
Yeah.
just because he was so tall and he was so athletic
Yeah.
that it's like even our best players he was still just dominating on us. And it's like I feel like that's a scrimmage. It like that game did not matter. But like
Mhm.
if you're playing at a competitive level, that and they get an advantage. It's like there's advantages. Like being an amputee is an advantage in wheelchair sports, which is why
Yeah.
they have classes in wheelchair basketball, right?
Mhm.
So, like only so many amputees could be on the court at one time.
Yeah.
Um, but because I had that advantage of like the core strength and height, so it's
Mhm.
kind of like the same for ABs. They have that advantage, that
Yeah.
physical advantage over
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're playing like at a real high level, um, I think them being on the court wouldn't like completely destroy the sport.
Why not make him a 5?
Um, I feel like they're just like the difference between the advantage of amputees over other disabilities
Yeah.
is much lower than the difference between able bodies
Mm.
and any disabled person.
Mm.
So I think like
So you mentioned this able-bodied person who was part of the scrimmage,
mhm,
and you threw in height. And in basketball specifically, especially if they're a 5, let's say, on the court,
yeah,
I don't see the height isn't part like you can have a tall person in a wheelchair. That's just luck of the draw of how you grew. I
yeah,
suppose, me having spina bifida, I'm shorter because of that,
yeah,
But at the same time, like you've got super tall amputees, and I don't I don't think it makes that much of a difference for an able-bodied because they're still in a wheelchair. Now, you you will s you do have, like, in tennis, like, there were quads in the Paralympics,
yeah,
which you need 3 or more limbs impaired,
mhm,
and so there's this guy, I think he won it, and he has, like, a couple fingers missing on one hand, and then he's, like, got a couple toes missing or something like that, and he's playing, right? And it's like, if that guy can play wheelchair tennis as a quad, which I think the rule needs to be changed there. I think it's if you don't have your trunk
mhm.
and you have 3 or more limbs impaired, I think that's what should make you a quad.
Yeah, that makes much more sense.
Because someone who has full trunk control going up against like Elliot is just not. It's just an imbalance, and Elliot being paralyzed at the C6, C7 or something like that level, he doesn't have use of his abs at all
Yeah,
going up against another quad who does. So I don't know. I so the awareness piece as you brought up, I think is big.
mhm,
But I think for to grow the sport, I don't think very many able-bodied people would play anyway. It'd
yeah,
just be like able-bodied tennis, wheelchair tennis coaches or wheelchair basketball, like Mike Hackey, right? Like
yeah,
that'd be a great example of somebody. He helps coach the Dragons, right?
yeah,
But like having him get in a chair, I don't see. And then and I think maybe you've had this disadvantage as well, but like someone who walks around all the time, isn't in a wheelchair all the time, has a disadvantage right then and there
yeah,
because they're not used to using the wheelchair and maneuvering it and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think able-bodied people should be able to play wheelchair sports with restrictions. Now in
yeah,
tennis, I think the solution there is like you have an all division, you have a para division, and you have a quad division.
yeah. That makes much more sense for tennis.
And the paras can play in the all division, or the quads can like you can play up the
But you can't
divisions,
play down.
but you can't play down.
That makes sense.
So I don't know.
Um, that makes much like the tennis aspect makes sense. And I think basketball really just comes down to like the aspects of like you said, like what advantages they get. So I stand up all the time, so it'd be a disadvantage because I'm not always in a wheelchair. So somebody in a wheelchair should be better at functioning in a wheelchair and
Yeah,
maneuverability in a wheelchair than me.
yeah.
But like at the same time, that's not always true
No, it's
because
not.
like
I mean, you've been playing
I've
basketball for
played
so long
for
that
like
you've
that,
gotten pretty good
I
at
am pretty good at it.
maneuvering in a wheelchair.
But I think it's like I'm gonna be a better player than certain ABs at
Mhm,
like parts of the game. But it
mhm.
kind of just depends what parts they're better at than me and what parts I'm better at than them. Because like this
Yeah,
AB comes in from college. This guy's huge. Like he has that height, and like I know there's a lot of tall ABs. Like you think Alabama has their assistant coach, Prince,
yeah.
Avi, right, is
Oh yeah,
huge.
Bobby.
And he's like 6'6" or something like that outside of a
Mhm,
wheelchair, and he's huge in a wheelchair. So I guess like
yeah,
they have that advantage, like or like that's not an advantage that all ABs will have over amputees.
yeah.
but it's I guess that does make sense. That kind of throws my argument
Don't let me
off.
sway you. Don't let
I'm
me sway
trying
you.
not
Let's
to.
stand firm.
I'm really trying to think of my counter argument for this. Like, realistically, if the AB has like if somebody comes in and starts playing, um trying to think, like, they're not gonna be a good shooter immediately because it's the difference between standing up and jumping when you're shooting, and the difference
Mhm.
between sitting down when you're shooting is huge because like, you use your legs to shoot in AB
Mhm.
basketball, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that difference is big, but once they've been playing for a while, once you get used to it, then you're kinda, like, at the same level.
Yeah.
But I also think it, like, ruins the opportunity for disabled people that play
Boom.
sports
There it is.
because, like, the whole point that of playing wheelchair sports is so that I have an opportunity to actually, play competitively
Yes.
at the level that I like at the highest level,
Mhm.
and I'm not like struggling behind a bunch of people that can run and like, a bunch of people that are like coming in. But like if they all can play and they come in and play,
Yeah.
they're gonna take over the sport, and suddenly it's not about being disabled. It's not
Mhm.
about having that opportunity for disabled kids, which is what it's all about, right? It's
Mhm.
giving the people that can't play able-bodied sports a chance to still be active and play sports. They take over
Mhm.
that sport, and suddenly it's not about the disabled kids that just want to be active.
Yeah.
So they kind of like that's
So
like
so that's the best argument I've heard. It was actually Ian Smith who originally did this, who originally said this to me. He goes, "Hey, listen, like if I'm playing wheelchair basketball and I'm on the court, I'm taking the position of another disabled person from playing wheelchair basketball. And I can go play wheelchair basketball. I can go and play able-bodied basketball anytime
Mhm.
that I want.
Yeah,
And there's a whole bunch of different leagues out there and stuff like that. So, um, I n so I still think I would want able-bodied people to play wheelchair sports, but I think there's smarter people than me that might be able to hash that out a little bit better.
yeah,
Like the idea, similar to the ideas that I already threw out with like having an all tennis division and
hmm,
all wheelchair tennis division and para and then quad, or having them as a five or I don't know. I think it can be done and still give wheelchair players the opportunity. Where it gets dicey for me that I haven't fully hashed out is scholarship opportunities for colleges
yeah.
or even the Paralympics. The Paralympics, if you're an able-bodied person playing wheelchair sports, the Paralympics is like your ultimate way.
That's the top,
That's the
right?
top. And I don't know that I support able-bodied people playing in the Paralympics.
Yeah,
And so I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting conundrum that I
yeah.
wanted to bring up to you.
That kind of like go back to like the levels that I was talking about before. Is like
Yeah.
it kind of depends what level we're playing at. Because when we play on Tuesdays,
Mhm.
we often have able-bodied people playing with us,
Yes.
just so that we either like we can have more people,
You can have 5 on
so we can have
5.
5 on 5, right?
Yeah.
And obvious, a lot of time it gives us like a better competition
Yeah.
overall because like they're better players a lot of times,
Yeah.
especially if they've like were good at basketball before.
Mhm.
And so it like playing at that lower level, if it's like not like if it's not taking away opportunities from others, I think it could be good for able-bodied people to play basketball.
Yeah.
But like once you get to that high stake level, right? If you're trying to play in college, like you're an able body, you're taking away the opportunity from somebody that probably deserves like there's a reason they're playing wheelchair basketball and you could just be playing regular basketball.
Yeah.
I actually have a story about that. So over the weekend,
Okay.
there was a kid, I don't know, probably like 12 years old or whatever, that had a basketball. And every time there'd be like halftime or a timeout or, end of a quarter, this kid would run on the court and start shooting on the court, which happens a lot at like able
Yeah.
body tournaments is like in between quarters, somebody will like just have a basketball, let's just start shooting and,
Yeah.
on the court, right?
Mhm.
But Jake was like, oh, he was like, this, first of all, this is not a YMCA. Why are
Yeah.
you letting kids on the court, right?
Yeah.
And then Jake went up to the refs and he was like, the next time I see a kid in a wheelchair go on the court during an able body game and start shooting around during halftime, then I'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of it's got to go both ways. Like
Yeah.
next, like I think it'll be okay if able bodied people play wheelchair sports if
Mhm.
people in wheelchairs can play in able bodied sports. It's like
Mhm.
that kind of just like makes the difference for me.
Yeah. I also I think the fundamental reason why I want this to happen is one, it'll spread awareness.
Yeah.
And then two, it like I thought watching tennis was super boring on television until I played it,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
And so like watching the Paralympics, even like if you get in a wheelchair and see how difficult it is, or just like understand the fundamentals of how to move your chair and stuff like that, just understanding that a little bit more, you appreciate it more,
Yeah,
right? And so I don't know, like I'm still like at the elite levels, I still think it should be where able-bodied people can play, but I do want to be cautious about able-bodied people taking over the sport and
yeah,
all the disabled people are on the bench.
yeah.
Like, Ian, I think brought this up as well, something along the lines of like, you know, like uh, again, if we're putting all able-bodied people on the bench, on the court, we're taking away the opportunities from disabled people, and that's not right.
Yeah.
And I agree that's not right. And so I don't know. Anyway, anything else on that?
No.
What do you think of the politically correct term individual with a disability?
Is that okay?
Have you heard that before?
No.
Oh, okay. So let me explain. So individual with a disability is individual first, and you have a disability. So instead of saying that disabled guy or whatever else, you say individual. That's the politically correct term.
That does make sense to me. So, like a lot of times, it's hard for people to comprehend that I'm a person and
Mhm.
not like it like outside of my disability.
Yeah.
Cut out
Scoot that closer to you.
cut out the picture, right? If you look at only the top half of me, you'd have no clue that I'm disabled,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I kind of like that individual with disability, but at the same time, there are certain things where I kind of want to be known as that disabled person.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
there's certain things where it's like,
Right.
you know, that kind of separates me from everybody and makes me
Right.
different. Which like sometimes you don't want to be different, but sometimes you do want to be different.
Right.
So
Makes you unique and
yeah,
it's part of who you are. So I actually posted this not too long ago of me talking with, I think it was Natalie, about this. And I said so one, it's a tongue twister. Individual with a disability.
it is
Like
a tongue
no,
twister.
just call me
Just
disabled.
call me
And,
disabled.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then two, the other thing that somebody commented and said, I'm disabled. Saying I'm disabled puts the individual first already because I
I
am the individual.
yeah,
And I was like, wow. Like
that is
that was, yeah, like
yeah. I
it,
like that.
and so it's just interesting. Like that disabled guy over there,
Yeah,
you're putting the
it's a guy.
individual. Yeah.
It's like even though you're calling them disabled, like I really don't care if somebody calls me disabled because
Yeah.
that's a part of who I am. That's who I've always known I was. Like
Yeah.
that kind of again that like sets me apart from everybody. So it's like calling me disabled isn't going to change anything about me. Like
Yeah. How would you react if someone called you a cripple?
depends who it is. So my close friends think it's very funny. They'll be like, I don't know, they'll say things, but it's like, and
Dude,
that doesn't bother me because I know they're joking. But
my
it's like,
friends too. My friends too in
yeah,
high school. Yeah, absolutely.
it's
Go ahead, keep
like
going.
friends that doesn't really bother me because if I know you're joking, then it's like I'll call myself crippled too if I'm joking, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
but like there are certain people, especially adults, like a lot of
Uh-huh.
adults don't understand and aren't sensitive about it,
Uh-huh.
and still they call you crippled. It's like, do you think? I don't think they understand the full meaning behind it. They
Yeah.
don't know like if that's offensive or not. It's like
Mhm.
to me, it's not really offensive. Like I don't really care what
Yeah.
people call me because I'm not too worried about other people's opinions.
Yes.
But like if you're not sensitive about it, like I don't know, it's almost makes you feel like they think they're above you
Mhm.
because they're almost calling you lonely compared to them or
Y
lowly
y
compared to
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, I think generally I would just roll off, roll right off of me or bounce off of me if someone
yeah,
called me that. I think I would probably laugh. I don't know. Like,
I think I would.
especially if someone was like, "Oh, you cripple." Like, it's like, "Okay."
Oh, you stand up person,
Oh,
like
no. Yeah.
you normal person. Oh no, like
When my friends were calling me a cripple, there's this girl that heard that and she's like, why do you let him call you that? And I'm like, because I am. And she goes, well, I don't think you are. And I'm like, well, you might want
Well,
to get your eyes
yeah,
checked.
like I know you think it's rude, but like, I mean, you gotta take a look. I mean,
Yeah. All right. So we have about 15 minutes left.
okay,
Let's we might fit in a rapid fire, but I'm gonna skip the rapid fire for now.
okay.
Um, where do you want to be in 3 years?
Um, Playing wheelchair basketball in college. That's the
Yeah.
main thing. So the main thing about college for me is that education matters much more than sports.
Mm,
So in wheelchair sports, you can go you can go play basketball in Europe, but you're not gonna make millions. You're not. It's not like the
right.
NBA. You're not gonna be rich and famous.
Right.
So you're not gonna be able to support a family based
Mhm.
off of wheelchair basketball money or wheelchair tennis money,
Mhm.
right? So the bigger thing, I want to be in college for aerospace engineering. That's what I'm hoping to go in for.
Mhm.
Like get my degree, hopefully go into a bachelor's degree, like
Mhm.
get into a 5-year plan or 6-year plan, whatever suits me, right?
Do you know what degree? That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
aerospace
curious.
engineering
Okay.
specifically. I don't know like what in the realm of that
Yeah.
specifically, but and then 3 years, what'll that'll be my sophomore year of college. So most likely, like maybe an internship
Mhm.
after that sophomore year,
Okay.
but like or maybe like looking for it. But mostly like focusing specifically on wheelchair basketball and like my academics.
Mhm.
And then hopefully at a big wheelchair basketball school like Alabama, Auburn, Arizona, Illinois. Those are the
Mm.
top four for me.
Cool.
My mom doesn't want me to go to Arizona because it's far. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't decided yet, so
Yeah.
you never know. But hopefully, like I'm playing very well at those schools. I know, like I want to like go in and immediately make an impact.
Uh-huh.
That's my goal. Is like
Yeah.
I play hard enough right now, and I keep improving enough that when I go
Mhm.
into college, even
Mhm.
though like I'm gonna be playing a bunch of people that have been in college for years, and they're gonna be a lot better than me, but I want to
Mhm.
go in and immediately prove myself and
Yeah.
prove that I deserve to be there.
Yeah.
So
Great.
that's what I'm hoping to do.
Heck yeah. I like it. Um, what scares you? So let me ask you this. This is kind of a random side, but what do you think of the word responsibility?
Um, like in what means? Like
Like when you think about having responsibility.
I think it's all about making choices
Mhm.
that are will not hurt you in the future
Mm.
or in the present, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Making smart choices, like it could be, something that could like if you make a dumb choice and you're irresponsible, it could hurt you 15 minutes from now, or it
Mhm.
could hurt you 20 years in the future, right? So what like becomes becoming or being responsible with your money, right? Like or being
Mhm.
irresponsible with your money could hurt you down the line. You could go into lots of debt,
Yeah.
and that could like in the financial aspect could hurt you for
Yeah.
years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
So like I think just like making smart choices, even if they seem like small choices, but
Mhm.
always like thinking through your choices and like really taking the time to make sure that you're making the right choice.
Yeah. I like that. Does that word scare you or intimidate you or any negative feelings?
There are like certain things where it comes to like responsibility where it's like sometimes being responsible can be very hard, right?
Yeah.
Um But, like, I think I'm a very responsible person
Yeah.
so far, so it doesn't scare me that much, but there
Yeah.
are things with, like, financial aspects where, I'm taking, uh, like, a finance class right now,
Mhm.
and there are certain things where, like, we've seen videos of people that are in, like, thousands and thousands of dollars of debt just because
Mhm.
they went to college, and it's like, that
Yeah.
kinda scares me
Yeah.
because it's like even making the right choice can, sometimes none of the choices are good,
They can
and that
cripple you.
it can cripple you. That's right.
Going back to that word. Sorry, that was bad.
That was a good use for the word.
I know, right?
That wasn't an offensive use, that was good.
I know, right?
There you go. Very responsible of you.
Right, right. Yeah, there you go.
Um, but it's like seeing that sometimes none of the choices are gonna lead like, you don't have any good choices is what really scares me. It's like,
Yeah.
why like, you have to think about why you're in that situation.
Mm.
Like, realistically, there should never be a situation that where you'd never have any good options out of it. Like if you're fully responsible,
Yeah.
but that's like very hard to reach
Mhm.
that like full responsibility, like that
Mhm.
level.
Yeah.
So it's like you almost have to know or predict that you're gonna at one point be in some situation where it's like you're gonna have to take a hit to get out of it, and
Mhm.
that kind of scares me.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so one of the things that I've heard is I think it was Jordan Peterson. His old stuff. One of the things that he said was take on as much responsibility as you possibly can, and it's like going on an adventure. And I thought that was a really cool phrasing of it because I think a lot of people, including kids, a lot of kids your age, they're afraid to take on that responsibility
Mhm.
because of failure, because of whatever reasons.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like the Spider-Man quote, "With great power comes great responsibility," right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I think when I was your age, I don't know that I liked that word very much. So I
Mm.
don't know. It's interesting. Um, what excites you about the next stage of your life?
Um, I'm almost like the thing I'm most excited about is more like freedom,
Mm,
right? Especially like entering college is the next stage, like
yeah.
graduating from high school, going to college,
Mhm.
but also freedom. Like that kind of that's also like another scary thing. Like freedom comes with
Yeah.
responsibility, right?
Yeah.
So, um, but that's probably like the most exciting thing is like being able to go out there and knowing that like I could make wrong choices. It's
Mhm.
kind of like exciting. You
Hopefully you'll learn, right?
Like, I mean, you live and you
Mhm.
learn, right? You lose and you learn.
Yeah.
So, you make wrong choices, sometimes they're gonna be like, I'm hoping that you don't make the wrong choice that I don't make the wrong choices that are gonna, like, cost me lots
Yeah.
down the line and,
Yeah.
like, fully, like, bring my life to a halt or, cause drastic changes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I do want to make those small mistakes that I can
Mhm.
learn from
Yeah.
that won't, fully cripple me for the future.
Sure.
So
Sorry, we keep using that word. It's funny.
Oh,
Okay, cool. What if sports disappeared tomorrow, what would still drive you?
that's hard because, I
Yeah.
mean, competition really drives me.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just find something else that's another competition.
Yeah.
I'm a big math person. I'd probably just like do
Oh,
some like math competition or something like
okay.
that. I'd become like a really nerdy person.
Have you
And
ever played
like
chess?
I have played, but not like competitively.
I feel like you'd be good at that. You'd like it.
Yeah, I have liked playing chess at like before. I've like taken up as a hobby for it's like a 2 week hobby kind of thing where you go into it and you get excited and then you play every 2 weeks and you're like, okay, I'm done with this.
By the way, side note, I was a personal banker, so if you ever wanted financial s
Okay.
financial
I'll hit
help,
you up. I'll call you.
or like, yeah, if you wanted me to help you in any way, let me know. I'd
Gotcha.
be happy to do that. Um, what kind of athlete do you want younger players to see in you?
So, um, I really want them to see me as like a nice player on the court.
Mhm.
So I don't know how to explain this. Like kind of going back to the tennis thing where I let they let those people have the games because I just felt bad.
Mhm.
That's kind of who I am. I kind of just like am such like a feel good person that I don't
Mhm.
want anybody to feel bad. And
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them and empathy like controls me.
Says the trash talker.
But but like it's like
I get it though,
the
yeah.
same thing. It's like I trash talk, but it's like if you're watching from outside, you're not seeing me trash talk because it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna hear that, right?
Yeah.
So like I want them to see me as like a player that's like encouraging, and
Yeah.
that's what I want to be as an encouraging player, somebody
That's
that
awesome.
encourages younger kids to because I want more people to play the sport because that
Mhm.
makes it either like more kids are that's a better competition for the future.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, like talking with my coaches all want me to play mean. They're
Mm.
all like, I've gotten asked multiple times, like, "Do you know how to play mean and rude?" And I
Mm.
was like, "Do I want to play mean and rude?" Like,
Yeah.
that's not really who I want to be
Right.
because, like, a lot of times how you play and how I play in basketball is reflecting how I am as a person outside of basketball.
Yeah.
But it's like, really, um, that comes in where it's like you have to learn how to play mean on the
Mhm.
court while
Mhm.
still being like a great person. And that's like Jake is a great person,
Yeah.
right? Like love him to death. But on
Yeah.
the court, he's like crazy,
Yeah.
right? He's something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like learning the distinction between like on court and off the court is like
Mhm.
truly like one of the biggest things
Yeah.
for me is like what I'm trying to reach forward. But like at the same time, I
Mhm.
just want like if somebody's younger looking at me, I don't want them to be scared of me.
Mm.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's such a good call. By the way, I couldn't be at one of the practices, and I asked Hendo to come help out with the beginners, and without me asking, they were like, "Hendo's so good with coaching the beginners," and so I wanted to tell you that because yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I think the biggest thing was that is just treating them as like normal as possible. So like a lot of
Yeah,
times, especially with disabled kids or kids at all, you kind of treat them as kids.
yeah.
And I've kind of just like I feel like I know that like specifically being disabled, people get treated differently, and I don't
Mhm.
like that. So
Yeah,
why would they?
right.
So I'm just gonna like treat them as normal as possible, or treat
Yeah.
them like any of my friends. I would just
Mhm.
kind of be goofy with them, right? Like act like they're humans because they are
Mhm.
humans. So it's
Mhm.
like just treating them as normally as possible, but makes it
Yeah.
as fun as possible.
It's one of the things that I love about wheelchair sports is the little kids can see the older kids. I'm sure when you were younger, you had those older
Hmm.
kid influences and
Yeah.
all that. So, yeah, you have something in mind, or you don't
I
have
was
to. I'm
thinking
just
about
curious.
Gabe Taylor.
Yeah,
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 because I mean, he's big, he's tall, right?
uh-huh,
He's not an amputee, but kinda like I got to watch him play
yeah,
at like kind of the same level that I'm playing at right now because I watched him play in his
yeah,
junior and senior year.
yeah,
Um, and so I like um who did I talk to? I talked to somebody that played with him, and they were like, they watched me play recently, and they're like, "You play just like him." And I was
mhm,
like, "That's because I
cool,
learned everything from. I learned all the
yeah,
basics from him,
yeah,
and so like I've grown on the basics. So I'm my own type of player.
mhm.
Like I play individually, but like my play style is apparently just like him.
Mm.
So
Well, cool. We are coming to an end. What is one thing you hope guests get out or people watching get out of this episode of us talking together? Let me say that again. What is one thing you hope people get out of this episode of us talking together?
I think the biggest thing, just like we just talked about, is like treating disabled people as humans. Like
Mm,
we're just normal. Like just if you don't think about it, we're just normal people.
yeah,
Everybody's individual. Again, like individual with disability.
yeah,
Like we're just individuals, really. Like
mhm,
disability doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a major distinction,
yeah,
but at the same time, like why am I different than you other than missing a leg? I don't know.
yeah,
Like we still have brains.
yeah,
I mean, I don't have 206 bones, but I'm close. So,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
close enough.
yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Where can people follow you or support you?
let's see. My Instagram handle is like at I think it's Henry Hort, Hort, like WC for
Okay,
wheelchair.
okay.
And that's where all my wheelchair stuff is.
If you could just send me that after the podcast is over,
I got you.
I can put it in the description, and we'll be good to go. So yeah, it's in the description, and I assume that's across all socials.
Yeah, Instagram is the only one I'm really on. So
Mhm. Okay, okay. Well, I just want to thank you for coming on. It's been a blast.
yeah,
I always love getting to know. Like, I mean, we've worked together for a couple years, and
yeah,
I learned something new about everybody that I have on, even if I know them well or don't know them very well.
yeah,
It's just it's been a good and the disability discussion. I don't know necessarily what I expected, but like I love. I wish more people adopted your mindset for disability. I think it's the healthy mindset
yeah. Thank you.
of going forward, and you do have a good head on your shoulders, I suppose. So, I can't wait to see what you turn into in college and beyond. So,
Yeah.
just wanted to say thanks for coming on.
Hey,
It was great.
thank you for
Um,
having me on. Yeah.
yeah,
Lots of fun.
yeah, it was fun. Anything else that you want to talk about or mention before we end?
I don't think I've got any other topics.
Really?
No.
Ah. 2.5 hours of talking, and you have nothing else to say, huh?
You gotta I'm, like, big on being guided. I'm a big tangent person,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
once I get talking about something, I can go on forever, but, like, I
yeah.
gotta, like, find something to talk about, which is not
I,
always
I,
good,
I
but
actually skipped several questions just for time and all that. So maybe you can come back on. And I think it'd be cool to have like Jake and Mozzie on at the same time or
yeah,
something,
yeah,
and kind of do just like a disability discussion podcast and all
that'd be
that.
fun.
So, all right, everybody, thanks for joining us today on the Rolling Forward podcast. If you like what you heard, hit that like button, subscribe, or leave a comment. I want to hear what keeps you rolling forward. My next T-shirt idea or something you heard today that stuck with you. I definitely want to hear it. Put it in the comments. And then if you want to see more T-shirts that follow along the theme of this, which is in case of fire, use stairs. You can find not this one, but all you can find my designs at rollingforward.printful.me. And if you've got a story worth sharing that fits the theme of what we're doing here, reach out. I'd love to have you on. And you might even be my next guest. Until next time, keep rolling forward. Thanks, everyone.